welcome everyone. We're glad you could join us for the first episode of one of our brand new streams, which is Antique of the Week, where we've substituted the word monster with the word antique. We're running this system in Powered by the Apocalypse's Monster of the Week system, and we're glad to have you join us for what we think is going to be both silly and terrifying. So, again, as was in the intro video, if you want to follow us, if you're interested in seeing more of us, we do have a full series, I think, up on our YouTube page right now, which is the first seed of the Scion, which we'll be starting up fairly soon. And, of course, join that channel, like, subscribe, do all that. We've also got an Instagram, which I believe Ty was helping us post some character profiles up there, so you can take a look at who you're going to meet before you meet them tonight. Of course, one of our players is on a book tour, but hopefully we'll get to meet him next time. We'll keep it mysterious for now. But before we begin, I suppose some introductions are in order. For those of you who have been with us before, you probably recognize a few of the faces. If you haven't been with us before, you may recognize us from a variety of scary streams and silly streams. I'm Ian. I've done a stream now for Onyx Path Scion. I was part of a Star Trek stream that we'll probably be getting going again soon. And I'm happy to be the keeper, maybe the permanent GM. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm very excited. This is probably one of my favorite casts I've ever assembled. So we're going to see what they do with this fantastic narrative system. So going around the horn, let's start with CJ.
Hi everyone, I'm CJ. You can find me on socials as CJ Story. My pronouns are they, them. I'll be playing Bryn Shipton, whose pronouns are she, her. You can find me at a number of places, so I'm not going to list them all. And during the day, you can also track me down as the community and marketing manager at Rowan Rook and Deckard. So all I ever do is TTRPGs, and it's great. That's me done.
And we do hope, I think, in the future to maybe get one of those Rowan Rook and Deckard games on here. So
they're so good. I'm not even biased. Like,
stuff.
I want to play Spire so bad.
So let's go, Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. You can find me on Instagram at Queen of Pirates and on TikTok on Queen of Pirates, I think with a V instead of an F. And tonight I'm going to be playing Asima. And I'm really excited to play with you all. You've probably seen me on Star Trek if you watch other RPGs. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, Megan?
Yes. Hi, my name is Megan, and I am playing Cyrena Dalco, who her pronouns are she, her. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me in multiple things on this channel and things in the past on the Zweihander channel, all that good stuff. You can find me on socials at Starweaver_. And I cannot wait to play with all these lovely, lovely folks. For some of you, it's been a long time, and others, not so much, but I'm equally as excited.
Okay, let's go to Ty, who is muted.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, hello. My name is Ty. I will be playing Miss Pearl Sterling, and I am your resident older woman who owns a cozy little tea shop and do tarot readings in the back. And also if you would like your tea leaves read, I got that for you too. But also your aura is looking a little messy, so I do think that you should probably do something about that. Anyway, you can find me on this channel in several places. And I'm very excited to be part of this beautiful stream. And yes, I am from the South, so I did sound like this growing up.
It's so charming. I love you that much more.
Thank you.
Okay, and Caroline?
All right. Hi. Hello. I'm Caroline. I'm playing Francine Wollstonecraft. My pronouns are she, they. Francine's pronouns are she, they, and it, because why not? That's the last minute decision. Screw it. Why not? I am playing definitely a normal sized human who's definitely normal.
Totally.
We swear. Don't stare too hard at me. I believe this wholeheartedly, that I definitely read as completely normal.
You got a little something around your eye, child.
Oh, it's the lighting. You can find me out of character pretty much everywhere as Fiery Sunbird. It's usually Fiery_Sunbird. And I've done a lot of different streaming. One that's still in the works here at The Beloved Nerds. I've done. You can see one of my past streams on TTRP Theater, called Negative Space, where I played Cult Divinity Lost, another powered by the Apocalypse system.
Okay, and then finally we have Zach. Hi, I'm Zach. I'm not here today, but I'll show up at a dramatically appropriate point. Okay, thank you, Zach.
And also,
we'll see you
have
soon.
you read Animorphs?
Why?
The amazing Zach will join us at a later point in time. He's doing his book tour now.
Yeah, Theo Hart's doing his book tour.
Theo Hart is a very famous person, and he's very busy, so we couldn't book him for this specific episode.
It's very sought after.
Yes, Theo has chosen a particular playbook that.
Did you read Zach's comment? God, Ian can just do my part. He's got my voice down perfect.
Yeah, I was going to say that when Zach gets here, you'll see that my impression is perfect. It is dead on.
A+.
I'm Theo Hart.
You won't even be able to tell the difference. So Zach has actually chosen a playbook that has him show up at particularly dramatic points, so it'll be appropriate for him to kind of swing in and swing out and just ruin everything when he comes in. So it'll be great.
Theo Hart is a swinger, so.
And when we say ruin everything, I don't want it to sound like that's a bad thing, because in Monster of the Week, ruining everything is how we get good.
It's a good thing.
It's where the plot happens.
Exactly.
How things happen. Wait, did Julia go, or was I busy posting to social media? Okay, I'm so sorry, Julia.
I was really short. I forgot to mention my pronouns are she, her, and Seema's pronouns are she, they. And there was one other thing. Oh,
your banjo.
Yes, the very important banjo that is also a character. I live in an ood, and
what are the ood's pronouns?
That's a good question. I've never asked the ood. You should ask.
And you're inside?
I'll ask.
Oh my god.
EADG? I don't.
Always
has a relationship.
What are you? But never has anyone asked the Ood, how are you?
Oh, I do every day. Yeah.
Actually, fun fact: I doubt an oud is probably not tuned to EADG, is it? It's probably tuned.
Well, they're fretless.
I don't know, string instruments.
I feel like I should have looked this up before. Hey chat, you tell us. Someone look it up and tell us how they're tuned.
My friend Keenan, who is maybe still watching, is very musically inclined. Maybe he can tell us.
The oud is tuned from bottom to top.
Keenan, no.
I'm Arab and I have no idea, lol.
God.
Thank you, Keenan.
Well, We
have-
tried.
Keenan tried.
Thank
I-
you,
I
Keenan.
have, yeah, I have no idea. I've only played the brass slide whistle and the low guitar. So
I grew up with a dulcimer. It's not even remotely the
See.
same.
but,
Let's start our
Yeah.
character map stuff.
Yeah, let's
And I'm gonna
rock.
look up an
Yeah.
oud tuning.
So actually, first of all, what I wanted to do was because Monster of the Week is such a collaborative system, and we're kind of building this world together. You and all of me. I thought it might be kind of fun to kind of establish our setting just a little bit with some fun questions, and just to kind of set everybody in the right place. We're kind of in the heart of the Smoky Mountains. The Smoky Mountains are very special mountains because they are, in fact, they may be one of the oldest mountain chains in the world. They are very, very old mountains. So there is all kinds of old magic going on there, and perhaps some things lurking under that we don't want to get out. Which that might be important. I don't know. We'll see.
I have an answer.
Oud
What's your
answer.
Oud answer. So ouds have 5 strings. I knew they were fretless. They have 5 strings, and they are generally tuned G A D G C. Although sometimes 5 double strings and 1 independent, and the tune is D G A D G C or D E A D G C. So there you go.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us for Oudcast. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And
Welcome. Tune in next time. We'll talk
Tune
about
in next
another
time.
fretless instrument.
While we're info dumping, I'd just like to say that the Appalachians, the Scottish Highlands, and the Atlas Mountains are all the same root mountain range.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Very
They're
exciting.
sisters.
Pangea.
oh my god.
thank
And
you
G
for
her, I hardly know her.
yes, and thank you for
Every
giving
day I
me,
pray for
thank you
death.
for giving me ideas with that fact. So
Oh.
if we need
Oh.
the-
Yes.
if we need
Scottish
like
cryptids.
Scottish fae to emerge from the
What
the
could
Blue Ridge
possibly go
Highway,
wrong?
we can do it.
Yeah, some like
Furious
werewolf shows up, but he just gives you fish and walks away.
That should do you.
But,
All right, thanks.
Thanks, man.
All right.
so
All right.
Okay.
But the other interesting thing about this setting is not only do we have this very culturally significant and old mountain chain, we also have absolutely some of the most touristy shit in the universe in this area, which is Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. We've got Dollywood. We've got all kinds of wax museums, fudge, possibly some of the worst alcohol you could ever find. All of that stuff is there too, and all the tourists that
Moonshine,
come-
baby.
That's right. So all the stuff that those folks come to enjoy, or not enjoy and spend time on a toilet removing. Anyway, so
Sounds like you've had some personal experience. Maybe
No,
with
absolutely
some of
This
No.
is Ian just processing his trauma through this game.
the last time I was
Trauma
in,
that is.
I kid you not, the last time I was in Gatlinburg, I got chatting with a woman. I think I was in Gatlinburg. I was in that general area. I got chatted with a woman, and she was like, "Yeah, you could go get the touristy shit, or if you go down to the holler like round when the sun sets, you flash your lights 2 times, like you'll get the good moonshine." And I was like, "What?"
Or
Oh,
that sounds like
shit.
you could also get
Ma'am.
some flavor of crimed.
I know. It's like,
and
oh,
I
God.
think that's I'm very glad that you brought this up, because I think that's an important part about this campaign, is that our story kind of has both of that part of it, is that you have this very the original culture of the mountains, the people that whose families have lived there for years and years and years, but we've also got the Jurassic River boat ride in Pigeon Forge. And so these two things are kind of next to each other, and I think that they're both gonna play a role in how this goes. And
I have one question.
You only get
I
one.
have one question.
Oh.
So if you want to use it now,
Otherwise, you have to
Absolutely.
roll higher to get more.
yeah.
That's
Questions
okay.
later.
That's okay. This is a good question. I know we are trying to think of my geography. I know we are a little bit away. However, will we meet Mothman?
Oh, we're not that far.
Yeah, no, it's just a little bit. I call
Well,
him
and
Dibs.
And then
Fuck.
does Mothman not fly?
Oh no, he specifically does.
Okay,
It's just
so,
it just depends on who you ask if he's got a spaceship or not.
I think Mothman can be wherever Mothman chooses to moth.
He's
So,
in your. He's really. You got to look in your heart.
He's really here.
Mothman
He's
is the
inside
friend
you,
that we
Ty.
made along the way. Mothman
Shine-
is inside of you. Enjoy
your,
that side.
Shine your whitest fluorescent light to the sky, and you either get Batman or Mothman. So it's gonna happen. But yes, we will probably encounter many of these
Mr. Cold.
cryptids. Yeah. So
Lane Carnahan would be absolutely fucking ecstatic.
Beside themselves.
but
Oh boy.
So, like I said, this kind of dichotomy takes us to where I think all of you are going to be based, which is the made-up town of Brindlewood, which is kind of outside of Gatlinburg, which is it's one of these towns that you kind of find outside of touristy areas, where it's got that perfect dichotomy of gentrified tourism and, trailer parks. So you've got a very small sort of downtown with some perhaps an old antique shop. Maybe that will become significant soon. I don't know.
No.
Diners, and the kind of things that people who have some money to spend and they want to feel rustic would come through and do. So they're looking for the pancake breakfast, but they don't want to see the one in Gatlinburg. So they think they're coming to get the real pancakes, but they come to these upper class hipsters that are making them in Brindlewood because
They're skipping the greasy spoons is the problem. Cowards.
Right.
They're getting $20 pancakes that are like subpar.
That are Crisco mix.
Yeah, oh my god.
Bisquick, sorry, Bisquick.
So we're in Seattle.
The Seattle of Tennessee.
No, we're in Everett.
So
It's a Puget Sound joke.
Guys, you know what I just realized I got?
Pearl's at it again, y'all.
That I haven't started yet. I have a crochet kit.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god. I
that
have knitting.
I saw your knitting. I saw your knitting and I was like, I need to incorporate my crochet into Pearl's character.
Back on track, y'all. Back on track.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're trying to do stuff. We're professionals.
So
No, we're not.
not yet.
Not yet?
Close enough to
Maybe you
very
will be
close to
soon.
being professionals.
But
So how far away are we from Knoxville?
from Knoxville, you may have to help me on my. So if you know where Gatlinburg is, you're not far from Gatlinburg. Maybe a couple miles outside of Gatlinburg.
Okay.
So
All right. So
just use that as a reference because I'm forgetting where
hour
Knoxville
drive.
is exactly.
Like an hour.
It's like 45 minutes an hour, yeah. Yeah, it'd be an hour because it's like 45 minutes from Pigeon Forge, I think.
Zach says an hour.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've been to Knoxville a bunch of times, but I'm forgetting my. Tennessee.
Knoxville is about an
long
hour's
way.
drive
It's-
northwest.
See, I'm from Memphis,
on
so
this-
everything on the western part of the state is just better.
Over there.
So my geography, because I have to drive, when we drive from Massachusetts to Memphis, it feels like a good third of the drive is actually Tennessee.
That's long. It's like
It's
a
a
long
very
state.
long state. Yes.
Oh, what is that?
What was
What
that?
was that?
I don't know.
Thumbs up.
My other friend was making
Did
it
I
work
do
the other
that?
day. And
Don't
yeah,
know.
That's so weird.
What happened?
What
my
did-
It's Asuma's gin powers. There was a little thumbs up thought
Yeah.
bubble next
It's
to
another-
Little like
That was weird.
next to her head.
I've
it's
seen it
another-
happen a couple times, but I haven't been able to replicate it myself. I'm really
that's
perplexed.
hilarious.
It might be a reaction. I don't know.
Yeah.
I also just want to
That's-
note that there was a
Nope.
really excellent place that served
Not
pretty
like
good
that.
milkshakes,
There's one there.
and it was
That was
based
different.
on
I'm trying to get it to go
cryptids
away.
and Bigfoot, and it's also in this area somewhere.
I love that.
Real place. I don't know if they're still open, but it was a real place last time I was there.
Boy, we don't have ADHD. What are you talking about?
I'm getting
Back in
it
the
all
hole.
out of the way now. I was like, if
Well-
I info dump about like roughly 3 things, maybe I'll be okay.
So
Well,
what
it's-
else?
It's okay to info dump a little bit because some of this gives me ideas.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just kind of wrap it up with the outsides of the town. You know, are more your gas stations and your sort of salt of the earth folk. So your lower income folk and your people that are actually working at all these crappy places that the tourists are going to. So, like I said, you have this dichotomy here in this town. But what I would like all of you to do to help me build this narrative and to help build this story a little bit that I thought might be kind of fun, or you'll tell me it's not fun and I'll begin sobbing on camera. I would like everyone, and I don't necessarily want to put anybody on the spot, but everyone tell me one weird thing about the town of Brindlewood.
Oh.
And it could be anything you want.
There's a really excellent walking trail through a heavily wooded area that's really popular among everyone. But every time you go to where you think the trail started, it's just slightly down the road.
I love that.
So the trail entrance is just moving.
Maybe, or maybe you just
Perceptively?
misremembered.
Yeah, it's like you could have sworn it was here, because this is where the parking is. But the trailhead's it's up there. Well, okay.
You swear it was right by the parking lot last time.
It was right by the parking last time.
Maybe they had to plant some trees or remove an invasive species. You never know. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation.
Every third Sunday, one of the streams along that walking trail runs uphill. The onions that grow along it are just delicious. Those wild onions, let me tell you.
Wild onions are good. I agree.
It's not a book reference at all.
But they actually are good. I mean,
They are. We cannot laud alliums highly enough. I got more.
Oh man.
I will say notably about this trailhead, it's never like you have to go looking for it. It's just like,
But it is just right over
here.
there.
Oh, it's just up there.
Yeah.
It's not quite suspicious enough to raise alarms.
The leaves on the trees in the cemeteries never fall.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
They just can't let go. Now, do they stay green all year, or do they change with the seasons? They just stay.
They change with the seasons, but they never fall.
Very cool.
So even I mean, clearly they're dead, and when new leaves grow, no one ever remembers what happens to the old leaves.
Interesting.
It just skips over.
And whenever someone is walking down the main road at exactly 12 noon, for that entire minute, you could swear you could hear the ringing of bells. Like church bells or that sort of very large, resounding bell.
But no bell towers.
But no bell towers. It's always at noon, and it's only when you're walking down that street.
There is a secret society that meets every Saturday, but nobody knows anyone in it. They just know that it exists and that they meet every Saturday. And they're not sure where they meet, but this has been a thing for well over 60 years. This society, and it's just what's the town called?
Brindlewood.
Brindlewood. Yeah, it's like Brindlewood Society of whatever, and so it seems like this just like super elite, you know, like generational society that's been around forever, but like nobody is actually has any relatives in it, or like, you know, it's just there.
It's like a tulpa that keeps evolving from the Red Scare, and then the Satanic Panic, and then the like
keeps going, keeps evolving.
It just keeps going, but it's giving Ian too many ideas. I'm like, it's a tulpa.
A generational secret society that
but no one knows anyone who's in it. And no one seems to be in it, but we do know they always meet on Saturdays.
We know when they meet.
We know when they meet, and we're pretty sure it's over there in the old Shriners building. That we don't know. There's nothing in that building now.
Yeah,
but they meet in the Shriners.
Right, but it is just respectful to not.
Yeah,
exactly.
You leave them alone.
Yeah, don't go there.
Do anything to you.
There is nothing wrong with that building. Do not go to that building. That building.
Do not look at the dog park.
Do not look at the dog park. Do not
acknowledge the dog park. Do not think about the dog park.
Oh shit.
Okay. I'm gonna add one of my own, which is that there is an abandoned mill along the stream that, as far as anybody knows, no one has ever seen it run. It has been there since probably the 1840s.
Ooh.
But every year on July 6th, a single bag of flour appears.
Oh no!
January 6th?
No, July 6th.
What?
July 6th. Okay. July 6th.
I know.
Sorry.
What do we do with this flour? Does anyone do anything, or does it just kind of like hang out until it just disappears?
No, we use it.
Yeah.
Curl uses
Everybody takes like a small scoop of it.
We all take a cup.
Yeah.
Everybody takes a cup.
Fran takes
National
the
Flour
empty bag.
Day.
Because it is one of those fancy. The bag. I'm just gonna decide. The bag of the flour is one of those nice cloth ones from the 40s and 50s that had the nice patterns on it.
Yeah.
Well, that had the patterns that you washed out. So it's a nice calico fabric when you're done with it.
It's Martha White.
Yeah.
Like, isn't there like a there's a flower called Martha. Wait, no.
Well, there was, I think, through World War II, all the flour companies were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you can make dresses out of the
flour sag dresses. My mom actually grew up with a couple of them in the 50s.
I could totally see Pearl using the bag afterwards to make flour sack dresses.
Pearl makes
I make little
like,
tote bags.
like
Oh, they're just the
dusters.
sweetest.
I feel
Yes.
like she sews together multiple flour bags to create like colorful like dusters that she wears. This is
Yes.
the vibe that Pearl gives.
Yes.
Oh,
Such a vibe.
Yes. I'm gonna get one now.
yes.
I'm gonna figure it out.
I think
Yeah.
Pearl also has an immaculate collection of vintage Gutty Sacks dresses from
Oh,
her
100%.
from her teens and 20s.
100%.
And
Man.
if you
I
if
have
you
Gunny
eat something
Sack.
if you eat something made from the flour, it tastes exactly like something your grandmother used to make. But that's true
That
for
is indeed
everyone.
Oh
Uh-huh.
no. That's
What is it?
unsettling. I don't You make Francine very nervous.
I guess
Flashbacks to Scion.
if your grandma if you didn't have a grandmother, or your grandmother never made anything, it just tastes like nothing. Like it just tastes like nothing special about it. Like it still tastes like a biscuit or a pancake, or maybe I should be saying griddle cakes, but
Hotcakes.
It's a crumpet,
but the bizarre,
which is the weirdest thing.
whatever it is, it just tastes like something grandmother used to make. So
Tastes like home.
Mhm.
Or nostalgia, rather.
No,
Anyway.
it tastes like home.
I think that you've probably all given me a bunch of story seeds there, so thank you for that.
Yay!
Here is the ammunition with which to kill us.
Oh, I've got more, Ian. Don't worry. I can just go off about weird shit.
Yeah, no, and keep that mindset in mind, because I think this is the kind of game where you do that kind of stuff and we make the story happen. So, spinning off from that, let's talk about the characters. I think we'll just go around real quick and have everybody say again, say your character and your character's name again, and then you can mention a little bit about them and probably what playbook you're working from. So in Monster of the Week, the playbooks are the sort of character classes, but they don't operate like character classes. They operate like I don't know how I'd say it exactly, but they give each character a bit of flavor and some kind of special things that they can do.
Archetype?
It's
Archetype,
your
yeah.
class.
Yeah. And it also, each one, I think, has an amazing and cool way for the character to completely, annihilate themselves too. So it's fun like that. So let's go around then and do that real quick, just so everybody gets an introduction to the characters, and then we can talk a big part of a Monster of the Week session 0, which is kind of what we're on here, is to develop kind of a relationship map. So how do your hunters, in this case, you will be antique hunters in some ways, how do you know each other? What are your connections to each other? And that kind of like sets us on how the story will develop. So I'll go I'll go the reverse order. So we went clockwise. We'll go what will be counterclockwise this time. So we'll start with Francine.
So once again, I am Francine Wollstonecraft. I am playing the Constructed. Francine is a woman-shaped construct is the most applicable word in English. Thing that has been somewhat cobbled together. She's usually fairly well dressed. Has a bad problem of staring. Not as in accusatory, not as like she doesn't think it's rude. She just doesn't blink enough. And she is just, it's not that she's particularly tall, she's just a little too big, if that makes sense.
That's unsettling.
Mm-hmm. You should see her without her glasses.
Welcome to, of course, Brindlewood, which is located in the heart of the Uncanny Valley.
Lovely.
Let's meet Pearl.
You're muted again, Ty.
Gosh darn it, I keep doing that.
Pearl is a boomer, so
I don't know how to work this dang flabbit technology. There's some dust on my microphone. Anyway, hi. My name is Pearl Sterling. I am playing the Mystic. I have a nice little cozy tea shop where I sell tea, of course, and some other little oddities. If you need anything for your kitchen witch habits, I got it. If I don't got it, I can get it for you. Pearl has been living in Brindlewood since birth. A long line of Sterlings have lived here in this area, and if not directly in Brindlewood, at least in the Appalachians. And she's got that sweet older lady charm that she's not, what's the word? She's not your everyday boomer. She she believes in fighting the good fight and supporting the underdog. And if you need to put a hex on your abusive ex, she will help you there.
She may even cut your deal for it.
She just might.
Okay. Next up is Serena. Do I make sure I say that right too? It's Serena?
Cyrena.
Cyrena. Okay. I was kind of thinking about that.
Oh.
If I was getting it right, so Cyrena. Okay.
And Cyrena is, just so full of woe and wonder, and just absolutely adores all of the beautiful antiques that she has come to find in her passing time. And she sort of moves around from place to place, and she never really tells anybody why, but she keeps everybody at an arm's length. And Brindlewood seems as good a place as any to hunker down for the time. And seems that there's something interesting here that, people just flock to this place who could be of need of her services. She has a tendency to tell people the truth, whether or not they like it, and she's not quite placeable in her identity. It's either she's putting on an act, or she's just kind of that way. Nobody can tell.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm the creepy paper.
The creepy paper.
Creepy paper.
Okay.
We need a Nandor emote.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay. Next is, so I'll mess this up too. I know I will. So, Asima.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, I'm Asima bint Abdallah Saeed Al Mudib. I just recently showed up from. I've been all over. I've been throughout the Mid South and spent a little time in Texas, mostly parts of Mississippi, Oxford, Mississippi. I worked in a coffee shop there for a while. Worked in a bunch of coffee shops. I'm very fond of coffee shops. I am really unclear as to why I am here right now because I was minding my business, having a good time. I was summoned. I am not someone you summon. And there are many reasons, and I didn't think I really needed to explain them to anybody, but you just shouldn't summon me. Anyway, so I was summoned, and I don't bargain. I don't make contracts. I don't grant wishes. And when people find that out after they summon me, it's very unfortunate. Uh, Anywho, I don't know why I'm here, but it's probably something bad because when I show up on this plane, y'all don't want me here. Y'all do not want me here. Humans, man. Anyway, I'm a djinn. Um, I since I'm here, I figured I would just get my oud out and go do some busking. I see I want for nothing in this world. Everything the Lord takes care of me. And so why not just be out on the street singing? Unfortunately, probably because I was summoned, when I sing my beautiful but mournful songs, people's it upsets people's constitution. So I don't know what to do about that. Ain't my problem. And let's see. As you can see, I like my bling. And yeah, I live in my oud, and I'm currently renting some space in the antique shop because it's a good place to have it. Um, if you need me, all you do is just like pluck a string and I'll let you in. Yeah. Any questions?
But will you let us out?
Well, if you want to, I guess.
Do you need any fresh cardamom pods for coffee?
I would love that. I am very good at making Turkish coffee. It's my specialty. It is how actually I got my weapons. My bling. But my weapons. Blingy weapons. Anyway, this is my red right hand. It was given to me by Iblis. I think a lot of people call him the Shaitan, Satan. Because when he fell, I helped him. I felt bad. I helped him out. He also fell like on my property, and I didn't, with that energy. So
Fell right in your yard.
he fell in my yard. So I took care of him. I helped him, and with his last little goodness, he kissed my hand and gave me this little bauble, which does some amazing things, like blow shit up.
Oh,
Everyone should have one that blows shit up, especially if you're a djinn. Destined to blow shit up. It's pretty handy. I've got others, but I'll talk about those later. I'm not supposed to really disclose my other weaponry, even though we do have an open carry here. No one ever notices that they don't seem to care.
I usually just leave my my fucking claymore at home. It's a little unwieldy.
Wait, this is my open carry.
Other weaponry, but we do have an open carry.
Oh,
that's beautiful.
This is my open carry. You want to make trouble with me?
No, ma'am.
Girls
I
out
do
there, like,
have.
here is your spell, and if I ever do see that man, I'm gonna whack him with my stick.
I have a great
Okay.
banishing spell. It's called Assault. Whack. Fuck
Ooh,
off.
Pearl just
walloping.
in a
Thank
parking
you.
lot at like 8:30 at night, comes up behind this guy like, she's like, "Hey, darling, my spell worked."
Lord. Lordy, lordy. All right. Should we go
Hmm.
around and start making some ties?
Well, we didn't,
Let's
we
do
didn't
it.
Did we get
Bryn
there,
yet.
buddy?
We didn't get to Bryn
Oh,
yet.
we didn't. I'm so sorry, Bryn.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And we already have a tie, okay? They're right there.
Just
Come on.
took a drink. How dare you?
So I'm
Get the
CJ. I'll be
stick.
playing Bryn. Yeah, my name's Bryn. My pronouns are she, her, and I just inherited an antique shop from my favorite uncle who well, I think he passed away. He didn't really have a funeral or anything, but I just got a letter in the mail. So I'm pretty normal actually. But there's a lot of really interesting people here, and I'm just looking forward to this next chapter in my life. That's it.
How
It's like the beginning of
Sensible.
Stardew Valley. You just get a
Yeah.
fucking
I'm like, oh, I
letter
guess
from your
somebody
distant
died and gave
person.
me a farm.
It's like, oh, okay, well, this is my life now. But instead, it's a fucking antique shop where there's a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah.
I want this cozy game.
What
I feel like-
playbook
Also-
are you playing again?
Right, I'm playing the Searcher.
Thank you.
I have a lot of very like big interests. I like to read, and I guess some things have been unusual, but that's just life, right? Life's a little weird.
They're gay. They have a special connection to music.
I'm really drawn by the cottagecore aesthetic. But yeah, Bryn's just moved to Brindlewood,
Brindlewood.
and
It's the Tacoma of Gatlinburg. There's another Puget Sound joke for you.
oh my god, yeah, Bryn's just moved to Brindlewood after inheriting an antique shop from her favorite uncle. So that's her whole thing. She's pretty normal, pretty a little bit reserved, kind of sweet, really likes books. Probably there will probably be an addition to this antique shop that is books in due time.
Well, there's a whole
already
section
some.
that is
Yeah.
antique books.
Yeah, but maybe also some not antique books, maybe just a whole ass bookshop. We'll expand at some point.
It is a pertinent fact to note that Cyrena just so happens to know by heart every single item within this antique shop. She doesn't work there, but she visits nearly daily, and she stares intently and deeply, and occasionally has conversations with the different artifacts that she finds within this kingdom of antique lore. There's always something to be dug up that she wants to look at. So she probably bothers most of the patronage and probably a good chunk of the staff on a regular basis.
It's really great that there were people who shared my uncle's passion for these things.
Ma'am, would you like to make a purchase?
No, not at all.
Do you have questions about this item?
I don't. I can already sense what's coming off.
I
of
will
you.
leave.
I really. That's good. Good for you to know what you want.
So that it's clear from my notes, you're implying that Francine works at the shop?
I think that Bryn I think that Bryn took pity on Francine because Francine was found buried in a Faraday cage a number of years ago. Bryn, are you from Brindlewood?
No, but my uncle
Brindlewood?
was, so Bryn
Yeah.
definitely would have visited at times, but was not so directly related to everything, so there's a bit of distance there.
So what I'm thinking is that outside of Brindlewood, for whatever reason, your uncle was doing some digging. I've never asked why. That's not my business. What matters is that buried, he found a massive Faraday cage, something that blocks electricity and radio waves, Wi-Fi. Nothing goes in.
Normal
And
thing.
inside was Francine, cold and motionless. Brought it back. It was just back in the storeroom of the antique shop. Set next to some old, it was probably honestly an big old radio with faulty wiring. He did not realize that there were live wires just sitting on Francine's skin. Plugs it in, zap, pow, all the power on the entire block goes out for about an hour. And then Francine starts talking. Gets up and moves around. Fast forward. And I'm just kind of, I don't have a paycheck, but I do say that I work there.
I feel like, in addition to that, realistically, as Bryn would have visited her uncle a few times, Francine probably has a really interesting perspective of having occasionally met a younger Bryn.
Francine has always been this big and this age.
Bryn thinks that's normal.
So
But Bryn thinks a lot of things are normal that are
Probably.
very not normal.
so like related to that, does Asima know Bryn's uncle?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So Asima has passed this way before. And probably stopped in. I'm an expert in antique instruments throughout the world. And so I'm a collector. This is a good place to find them. Sometimes they're not entirely non-sentient, and that's always a nice thing. So it's always good to add to the collection.
I had a thought, which is dangerous, but here we are.
This is what this game is.
Yes. So, as you know, we have a tendency to, well, not we, because I'm one person and I don't hear voices or anything like that. I do read the cards and the fates for many people, and sometimes I do it for particularly prominent people, and perhaps I did do a true reading for our dearly departed owner, or previous owner of the shop, and perhaps I was the one who foretold the demise that fell upon him.
Ooh. He didn't summon you, did he, Asima?
I don't know. When we get to the histories,
We hope not.
somebody, one of you all knows. who did it. So we'll find
I
out.
think if you foretold my uncle's death, I think it'd be really interesting if Bryn doesn't know that.
Oh, juicy.
Yeah.
I love this.
I don't
Now-
often like to tell people their true fortunes because it always backfires. But he did ask, and I couldn't help but tell.
I'm just imagining Cyrena like, I do have access to your true fate, but it is simply too much to say. No, I really want to know. Well, if you must, you're going
they
to
just-
die.
They pull a card, and they're like, "Oh, wow,
Death.
how extraordinary. It could mean that you're onto something greater, or it could mean that you're onto
Like-
something greater."
It's like Wheel of Fortune reverse, tower, death.
Yeah, it's like
I'm so sorry, my dude.
the cards say what they say, and
Bye.
I apologize, but I'm very good at what I do, so you should make sure that your will is accurate to what you would actually like. Do you have your advanced directives in place? Do you have a pulse? Like, are you
Oh
are
my
you
God.
set for your future? Have you made sure that your niece is nope, never mind. That's too far. I don't want to spoil
Spoilers.
spoilers.
So, related to that, did Pearl do any readings for Bryn's uncle?
Oh, Pearl's readings for the whole town. Everybody comes and gets readings from her because unlike this Miss Cyrena, she has been in Brindlewood her entire life. She knows all of its residents and everybody adores her. If you need that sweet motherly, grandmotherly aunt, in your life, that energy, she provides it, she protects, and she is not a fraud.
Ooh.
She also gives very unwanted advice. You don't ask for it, but she'll give it.
What that's a good, let me stick on that point a little bit, because what unwanted advice did you give Bryn's uncle?
Oh.
Not to heed the words of a certain mystic, perhaps.
No, I think it was something different. Did you tell him to take her advice for once? That might be a weird one. Buy stock in
We caught on to
Blockbuster.
the same whiff of some fate.
What I told him is that he right before bed every night he needs to wash his face 3 times and brush his teeth, and then gargle with some salt water, and then brush his teeth counterclockwise, and then he needs to do a shot of whiskey after you brush your teeth, of course. And it is and then after that you need to sleep with a plastic baggie of honey under your pillow. And he obviously did not heed my advice.
Did you also tell him to sleep with wet socks on while you were at it?
Oh no, that would give him pneumonia, you idiot.
Well, the weirdest thing is it was those cave goblins that got him. So far as this town says. It wasn't even anything that he forgot the shot of whiskey.
I'm sorry, did you say cave goblins?
Do you not know about the mammoth cave system and the goblins that live in it?
I feel like
You're
I'm
not supposed to tell.
No, legitimately, it's a whole actual thing.
I feel like I'm the most sane person within this group right now. and I'm
Sorry,
not
that's out of character excitement. Because the goblins are bonkers.
You
Yeah.
are the only sane person in this group?
I feel
No,
like
that's
perhaps I might be the only sane person in this group, and that's very alarming considering the fact that people do speak to me from the beyond. So I
Where are
think,
you from?
you know,
The beyond?
No, I don't actually.
I was a military brat. I came from
Portland.
all over the place.
You know, everybody has a birthplace.
Do they?
I'm an
Yes, the
exception.
place that they're born. I mean, you were kind of like reborn here.
Technically, I am a native. Legally
Exactly.
speaking, I am not.
These
Really?
transplants keep coming in, and they just keep tearing down our beautiful town with their
Let's
with their.
let's talk more about you, Pearl. You've been here for a long, long time. How long?
Yes, do you see
How
the
old-
wrinkles on my face? That is experience, honey.
How old are you
Oh
exactly?
no.
I'm sorry, my hearing is bad. What did you
How
say?
old are you exactly?
Sweetheart. You know not to ask a lady that her age.
Lady
you
never
quite rude?
tells.
These youngins don't have any respect these days.
Ah.
It's a simple.
Wait, Bryn!
Yeah. Meanwhile, Bryn has turned into a chair.
I can't make it stop. I just wanted to pick up a book.
Oh,
Look
no.
over it.
Oh no! I didn't want to reveal this one.
Needed some reading material. It's gonna take a minute.
Oh my god!
Let the
Oh.
magic begin.
Should we go on to player histories and how the questions and stuff?
It's the curse.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that, or we could also. Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, that's kind of what we were doing unofficially anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
we were
are
definitely
in
building
the
something.
history
Resentment potentially.
in the history section of your playbooks, there's a series of questions, and you pick one to ask each of the other players, each of the other hunters. It's really cool. It's a fun way of doing a kind of a push and pull of character ties. Also,
You know what? I have. Well, sorry.
I'm just also this eye makeup is upsetting me.
It's so
Little bit.
very upsetting.
so-
I was
super-
gonna say, like, it's so cool, but it also makes me
It's-
so upset.
It's super Coraline. It's button eyes.
Oh, totally. Oh my god. I just like keep. It's like a car crash. I know I should. I can't look away.
Yikes.
Yikes.
Because I think for narrative purposes, it would be hilarious. Or not so hilarious. But I want one day in Cyrena and Pearl's little back and forth quips, for Pearl to have given her them her reading, and discover a dark destiny. You feel obligated to look after them. Ask them what you saw in their future.
Ooh.
Ooh. That's fun.
What did Pearl see in your future, Cyrena?
Pearl, you probably saw madness. Like darkness and cackling and chaos.
Let me write that down.
So one of the things I have in my history that would definitely work, I think it would work for multiple people, so I'd love for someone to chime up. My initial thought is Asima, but in my researches I found accounts of someone matching your description perfectly, but from long before you were born. Could be Asima, could be someone else. What do you guys think?
Say it again.
It is In your researches, you found accounts and pictures of someone matching their description perfectly, but long before they were born.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, that's
That
us.
feels
yeah.
like, yeah.
Yep.
Zima.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I think that fits really well.
Yeah. So what was the question? What do you want to ask about?
It's basically tell them if you've mentioned this, and I don't think that Bryn has mentioned it to you yet.
Ah.
But is just kind of like aware. And then I guess it's sort of once it comes a little more to out into the open, it's sort of the real question is Bryn completely unfazed by supernatural weird stuff, or is it like, you know, maybe they've just had some weird stuff her whole life. She just had this, or maybe she's just blanking it. Like maybe this is all genuinely just going over her head, and she's like, "Wow, they look so much like you." Like, which one is it? We don't know.
We don't know.
Denial is not just a river in Egypt.
I think it seemed that probably doesn't really hide the fact that he's not really human. Just a question, was that the illuminated manuscript picture or the Renaissance oil?
Illuminated manuscript?
Yeah.
I have so much more research to do. Thank you.
It may be in the archives.
I was gonna say
There's
when you get to
archives?
those, when you get back to those books, remember that in a story like this, the first thing you want to do is if there's a book in Latin, start reading it aloud.
Yep.
Yeah.
It will rhyme.
Very
Yeah.
good thing to do.
When you
Yeah.
translate it into English, it will rhyme perfectly. You gotta
Yeah.
remember that one.
That's just,
It
you
will.
know, I'm just so good at translating, you see, that I put in the extra effort to make it right.
Thank you. It is truly appreciated.
Okay. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, I love the history part of this.
Mhm.
Every game needs to do that.
Let's see.
I have another one I'd like to put a twist on. It's supposed to be that me and someone else are both veterans of a therapy or support group or treatment person, but as I've just moved in, but I've established that I've come to visit my uncle growing up, I think it would actually be really sweet and go really well with Pearl's character if like maybe if Bryn spent summers here in Brindlewood with her uncle, and she'd go to the tea shop and like drink tea and get advice from Pearl when she was younger, and like complain about things like he never lets me touch the daggers and things like that. So
Yes.
Pearl was her therapy group instead.
Oh,
Yes.
that's so cute.
Oh, I love that. 100%.
Yay.
I do have a thought as well of that kind of like ties into Pearl's thing of like feeling that she has to sort of like look after Cyrena. There is one that is the you hope they can help you control your powers. And I think that Cyrena, like, for all of her sort of like tension with Pearl, there is a part of her that hopes that like this wiser person who seems to be so like ingrained in the community might be able to help her kind of understand more than she actually does. Because at this point, she's just kind of like, this is how things are, but she doesn't know why.
It's that like typical you have, you know, some young person who has done all of the studying and, you know, thinks they know everything about whatever it is, versus the older person who has all of the experience doing, you know, the thing. And so there's tensions between them, but in actuality they have a lot more in common than they either want to admit. And so it's sort of that, especially on Pearl's end, knowing, that something dark is in Cyrena's future, but she hates how pompous this little brat is. But obviously she's just not gonna let the girl go down the wrong path. Like, that's just rude. Where's the Southern hospitality? I like it.
Okay.
Another one I've got that I think I actually have two that I can kind of loop together for Francis. Is it Francine? Francis?
It's Francine. So, fun fact. Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley's half sister was named Frances Imlay or Frances Wollstonecraft. But now I am Francine, or just Fran. Fran, never Fanny.
Some of my
never Fanny.
Some of my things here. One is like a relative. We're not actually related, but I would have like spent a good chunk of time coming to visit my uncle, so by proxy visiting you. And another one is like they were involved in a supernatural event similar to your first encounter, and I feel like I can kind of mold that a little to be like just knowing, growing up, at whatever age he found Fran, like growing up knowing Fran as an entity was probably Bryn's first like undeniably supernatural encounter.
Yes, I think your first supernatural encounter was not realizing that Fran was animate.
Yes.
And like she was just sitting on a chair in a back room, and you'd been shuffling around in just your socks on a rug, and came by and brushed up against her on accident, gave her a static shock, and she moved.
Oh my god.
This is like a partial thing. So like Cyrena does do readings and whatnot, but I think that there's one of my history things that's like you used your powers on them, decide like whether or not they know and whether or not it was for selfish reasons. And like I think that ties into Cyrena foretelling a bad thing happening with Bryn's uncle, but because of that, Cyrena adamantly refuses to read Bryn at all. Like, whether it's a true reading or like a sort of, kind of falsified reading that she does when she wants to make money and not upset people. So she just like refuses to do any sort of fortune telling for Bryn after what happened.
Ooh. Oh, y'all are a little traumatized by my uncle dying.
It is polite for me to say that his death is upsetting. I have feelings about his passing.
I'm sure you do.
I do, actually.
I believe that.
So, I think Bryn, looking at this is the first one on my history, that this hunter was there when you were summoned.
Ooh.
I think that was definitely Bryn. So who summoned me?
I think that's an excellent question. My initial reaction, the easiest answer is Bryn on accident.
Oh no.
Which might be more fun and juicier than like coming up with an NPC or saying my uncle did it.
That's so much better than anything else it could have been.
How are you summoned, by the way? Is it just a matter of playing the right notes? Or is it just any notes?
Well, I mean, I thought it was pretty lengthy, but I know that, probably like 500-600 years ago, there were some sorcerers who came up with some way to summon me pretty easily. And I have a feeling it was probably like a Tawiz, like a it's like in a little thing. It was a little prayer written in here, and it was total. This was not done in a very halal way. Totally wrong. These because you're not supposed to summon me. But other than that, it probably was like in something. And I mean, if you open it up, it has this really cool thing that these sorcerers did. It's readable in any language, whoever's reading it. So if you unravel it and you say it, poof.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I love reading. Apparently, this time I just liked to do it out loud.
Yeah, you almost got smoked though. I gotta say, I mean,
Do you
so
think being my uncle's niece saved me?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think I had the sword like ready and I was like, "Oh, you."
I'm like, where did you come from?
Francine's in the background pulling her claymore out of somewhere, like, oh, puts it back.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh no, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay.
I love the idea that a lot has gone on behind, like literally behind Bryn's back. To like, it's that meme of like someone being like, "So it'd be really great if this is the way something could go," and there's like 3 people behind Bryn, like, like I feel like this is the vibe.
Francine just looms.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think Bryn summoned you by accident.
I love that so much. I've got a couple. There's one that is perfect for Theo. This hunter thought you were a monster and tried to kill you. Figure out why you are now friends. So I need to figure out why he and I are now friends.
Oh, very good. Zach, are you still watching? What's your input?
Yeah, Zach.
We'll have to develop that one, I think, in the future.
Yes,
too,
that one. I knew when he said that he was playing the chosen one. I knew that was going to be the question for him.
I've got a question for Zach as well. Hi, Zach. Because Bryn likes to read a lot, and probably is familiar with your work. I have one that is, you figured out a supernatural or weird secret that this character keeps. Ask them what it is. I think I cracked something in your work.
Ooh. I have an interesting tie for Cyrena, actually. Oh, and they are all there. I just realized they're off camera. Never mind. I'll wait. Oh,
Cyrena has entered the void.
Reveal.
Speak of the
because
devil.
I can foresee everything.
Meanwhile, she's like, they're like running back to the chair.
I was in the bathroom and I could overhear you talking about me.
Your ears were burning. This hunter is still afraid of you. Work out with them why that is. I think that one, because it's like, this person treats you like a pet. You've known this one since they were little. You know, you're really close to this one. This one tried to kill you, but like, why are you afraid of me?
Part of me thinks, would Francine have asked for a reading at one point?
I think she did. I think she has, because she knows that she is animate but not alive. She is human shaped and made of flesh, but she is not a person by her understandings. She doesn't have a heartbeat, really. She's not quite. And I think one day when Cyrena was doing readings, Fran went, "Do me next."
Do me.
I love
Do
that.
Do me next.
And part of me feels like Cyrena did try to do like a true reading for Fran, and when they sort of like called upon their powers to do this like accurate reading, it came up with like when they tried to pull the cards became blank.
Oh.
And she laid them down and each one was blank, and she was just absolutely stricken by this weird change. And like she uses the same deck almost every time, and somehow this time when she pulls for you, every single card is completely blank.
Oh.
And
That's
she's
spooky.
horrified by that.
I have not asked again. I asked Pearl, but like Pearl's my homie. We're like, glasses with chains kind of gang.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I ordered some.
Yes.
I ordered some chains. Speaking
yeah.
of, I was gonna say, where is it? Oh my god, where is it? So there's a few I think that could work for Francine. That is one of your remedies helped them in their hour of need. Ask them what the problem was and tell them how you solved it. Either that maybe, or they came to you for help with the job. What was the job?
I think it was actually one of the remedies.
Or I have similar to the remedies one. You are determined to help them and are constantly pushing homemade and mystical remedies on them. Ask them what they so badly need help with and whether they appreciate the assistance you provide.
Oh, yes, that one totally. My humors are all out of whack. Like you've gone beyond like your aura is jank and your chakras are fucked to
yeah.
This has to be the humors. This has to your humors have to be out of balance.
Hey, my cards are blank. My aura is blank.
It's just like it has to be your humors. We're gonna fix it with that.
There's nothing.
We're going back to great grandma's remedies. Here,
oh
make this
God.
witch bottle.
Yeah.
Drink
100%.
Okay.
100%. Consistently bringing weird concoctions to the antique shop for you to try.
I love it. Snort
Have you
this.
considered bleeding yourself dry?
We gotta go to get the leeches. Get the leeches.
There's a real big one out in the park. I'll go get that one. That's a dog, Fran.
I have one for Asima too.
Oh, and I have one for you too. Okay, so you go first.
Okay, so I think this one would be fun because you are, never aging and have been around for so long. That perhaps I met you in my somewhat youth. You attended a seminar together and really hit it off. Ask them what the seminar was about. And it could be instrumental, because it could be, Pearl did some sort of like reading on musical therapy, if you will.
I think it was probably on ancient herbal remedies for people and more.
And more. I like it.
Yeah. And the one I had, coincidentally, is oh, where did it go? This hunter is your good friend. Tell them if it's from way back or recently. I think it's from way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've been checking out Gatlinburg and Bryn, what is it again?
Brindlewood.
Brindlewood. And Brindlewood. And so yeah, I think I've watched you grow up.
Oh, that's both sad and adorable. Oh my God. Like that sort of trope of the immortal and the human who like was a motherly sort of figure at one point, and then like sisterly figure, and then like daughterly like it's sort of like gone down the line because now like you watch me grow up and now I'm older than you in a sense, and so I love that. That's like really bittersweet.
Yeah.
I love it.
No.
Okay. Well, I don't think that that this is the end of this. You can continue throughout the game to think about these questions and bring them up because I think that they're fantastic for doing character development. But I thought we were probably at a good spot for a break. And then also after break, we could probably launch into a very small mystery and kind of stretch our RP legs and get the story going a little bit. That sound?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't
do
wanna,
this.
I don't want to stop anybody while they if they've still got good things that they want to get out, but it's just something.
Yeah, I mean, we still have to do stuff with Theo, so you know, if
Yeah.
we think of anything in the meantime, we can always do it next session.
And
We
this
could
is
do, like,
really
a
this
brief-
really is a build as you go kind of game anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do like a brief part 2 to this histories to open up next episode when we've got Theo in.
Yeah,
sure.
and maybe.
I also
and
just
maybe-
think it's
Go, yes, sir. Go ahead.
I just think it's nice that we did this on stream because while some things is like it'd be a nice reveal for the audience later, if anybody is looking to actually play this game, it's fun to see what other like little quirks they have
Yeah.
that set it apart from other games.
Yeah, this is a core part of the character creation process. Once everyone puts dots on sheets, it literally goes, now wait for everyone else to get to this point, and now we all sit around and ask each other questions.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
great.
so nice. And like
So fun.
honestly, if you're wanting to play a game that allows you to have camaraderie, this is a fantastic game for it.
Yeah.
Just
really, it really is a very how to put it, like light crunch narrative storytelling system. So we're all together putting together the pieces of a story and coming up with interesting things to do, and it's actually surprising how little of a role that I have in it. It's kind of fun actually. So it's fun because I feel like I don't have to prepare as much specifically for things as I would for other systems, which makes it fun because I can get great players together and you know, they get to do what they want to do.
We get to just kind of go ham.
Yeah, I just make it happen.
Yeah.
So all right, well, yeah, we'll take about 5-8 minutes. Is that good?
Yep.
Or 10?
Yeah.
I mean 10. But
sounds great.
Drink your water.
Hydrate in the winter, y'all.
Drink your
food. Eat your prayers, I'm not there
say your
yet.
vitamins.
Say your vitamins. A
for sure.
K D3
B K.
Did I say B3? D3 and B3. Niacin's important. We'll be back soon, y'all.
B12.
Stay in milk, drink your drugs, don't do school. You know.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Good. It's too expensive, kids. Don't do it.
All right, I'm gonna go drink my drugs.
BRB.
All right. See you in 10.
All right. Welcome back. We took a little bit longer just because we had to discuss a little bit about how we were going to take the narrative. I had to put on a hat, but you know,
serious work.
That's
you had
how
to
we play
wrangle the
characters.
hat first.
Yeah, we had to wrangle the hat. We have to, you know, putting on a hat is how you play a character. Is you just change hats, and is you're a totally different human being.
Yeah.
Or not a human being at all. I don't know. We'll see.
I had to double my caffeine input as it's presently 4 a.m.
Behold a
Perfect
hat.
time for playing a game.
Yeah, I mean,
It makes perfect sense.
That's true.
Don't judge them.
But so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna kind of start the game, so to speak. And
Yeah.
we'll set the scene in Brindlewood, the town that I made up and forgot its name. Maybe that could be a weird thing about Brindlewood is nobody can remember what it's called. But I feel like I've used that narrative trope before. Anyway,
It's a good trope.
it's a good trope.
Mm-hmm.
So
I forgot it.
we'll start. We'll frequently forget it, I'm sure, and that's okay. So we'll start. It's a Tuesday afternoon at an antique shop, and this is the antique shop of Bryn's uncle, which I suspect Bryn has, on her uncle's passing, Bryn has inherited the antique shop, and maybe this is I believe it was like the first day that it's open.
Yeah, I mean, it's been closed for a few weeks out of respect, and so Bryn can get a sort of lay of the land, so to speak. Bryn doesn't lock her door during business hours, so she's already met most new faces in the area that are sort of characters that frequent the antique shop. But this is the first day that it's officially publicly open under Bryn's management, I guess.
In about 20 minutes, though.
About 20 minutes.
It'll be open in about 20 minutes.
So yeah, what is Bryn up to?
So over the course of the morning, Bryn would have made sure everything was in order, would have made sure the point of sale was working. I feel like they still use an old cash register, actually.
Antique.
It's probably an antique cash register. So there's not a lot of there's not a lot of tech to worry about, at least. So there's that. And sort of has like sitting on the counter next to the cash register is like a half-eaten croissant and like a cup of coffee that's long gone cold. And at the moment they'll stand behind the counter for a minute, and then they kind of pace onto the sales floor, and then like pace back behind the counter, and then and at this point this is about the fifth time they've done that, and so they're like, and they open a book and they set it down on the counter and they open it up to the page they were reading, and they're like, okay, it's fine. Maybe no one will come in anyway, right, Fran?
They will probably come in about 20 minutes when the store actually opens. Would you like me to reheat your coffee?
Oh no,
Let me do it.
Ah!
I like show up, like, and you hear like a little shake, like bells, and then I'm like there.
Oh, good morning. No, I couldn't ask you to do that. I can drink cold coffee. It's fine.
You should let her.
Okay. And
Would you like a new croissant? It looks cold too.
Oh.
Are you not meant to eat them cold? And she slides her coffee toward you.
Oh, and I pick it up and just kind of wave my hand over a little bit, put it back. Do the same thing. I just pick up the croissant and I just like wave my hand over a bit, put it back in. It's like piping hot, like it just came out of the oven.
You do enjoy them more when they are hot.
That's true.
And it's faster than the microwave.
Blanks that entire situation and just picks up the croissant and starts nibbling on it.
This is fine, dog.
Thank you.
I think some of the townsfolk will be excited to have the shop open again. They have walked past looking in days past.
I guess it's normal that that if the doors closed, most people wouldn't come in. And it was closed, and now it's not. So yeah.
On that note, the door opens before it is official open time, and you have
The bell
Yeah.
above it rings.
the
Most
bell
people
of
wouldn't.
it rings. Yeah, most people would. Well, thank God y'all are open finally. It has been days. I have been wanting to sell this piece of china. I found it in my attic. Just it is genuine. And I just think this new little owner here might actually take it for once. Your gosh darn uncle was so, God rest his soul, he was just so adamant on not taking any of my antiques, and they were proper antiques. I mean, look at me, I am old.
He was
Come here,
particular.
come here,
Hi.
give me a hug. How have you been? And like she like hugs and like gives the grandma kisses and like holds your face and just like, well, you just look so all grown up. It has been so long. uh how are you faring?
Oh, well, fine, everything considered. It's good to see you again, Miss Pearl.
Oh, don't you put that miss on there.
Old
make
habits.
me make me feel older than I actually am.
I forget I'm an adult sometimes.
Oh no, of
Hey.
course not. You're 25, right, Pearl?
Oh, thank you, Miss Francie.
Yes.
Gotta get better at that.
Every
do look
woman
great.
is no more than 25.
Okay.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
She got a good head on her shoulders. Anyway, we were very saddened by the news of your uncle's passing, but it is quite odd, I have to say, that we did not have a funeral. I mean, there's plenty of us town folk that wanted to come and and support, and so also I have heard from several of the neighbors down the street, Miss Dolly and Mr. Edgar. They want to make some really nice some bakery little items or whatever. So if you just start getting all those casseroles and platters and everything later today, I will be right over to help you finish them if you need it.
I'm definitely gonna need help with the casseroles and platters. Thank you. No, I didn't really get a look at his will. It was executed, and I was informed of what I got, but I guess he didn't want a funeral. It was a surprise to most of the family as well. But I mean, ultimately, I, yeah, no, we're doing this instead. We're doing this, and it's what he wanted.
Well, I am just yeah.
I have a question. I apologize. I'm so sorry. What time does the shop open at?
Like 9:30,
And
10.
I think I think it might be a small enough town that the sign says opens at 10-ish.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay.
So 10.
And it's like open Mondays on request.
Yeah.
Totally.
I meant
Okay.
only.
That's why it's a grand opening on a Tuesday
Yeah.
morning.
That's a good
Sweet.
point.
Pearl.
Asima, darling, come here, come here. It's been a few. Where you been? Tell me about your travels. I want to hear all about your music making.
All over.
Mhm.
So I spent some time in Memphis, went down
Lovely.
to Helena, Arkansas for a bit, and traveled
Oh,
across over to Mississippi, went to Hernando, spent a few years in Oxford actually. I worked at a cafe. That was kind of fun. I love Oxford. You know I love
that
Oxford.
sounds like, oh, I mean, you keep going, you keep returning there.
I know.
Just listen, if
I
you
know.
ended up making that a permanent residence of yours, just remember us back here in Brindlewood, okay?
Oh, I will. I did go to Opelika. I loved it. Can't wait to go back. But it seems like I'm
Beautiful.
stuck here.
Stuck here? What do you mean stuck here? You have never been stuck in a place in your entire existence.
I got summoned.
You got what now? Now, what a predicament that is.
Mhm.
And have you learned anything about it, or? Oh, does she know?
An accident, I'm sure, but I don't think. Yeah.
Bless her soul. Oh goodness. All right. Well, mum's the word. I'm not gonna say anything.
I like to whisper too.
You do such a good job at it.
Bran is a delight, though.
Isn't she? Oh, I just remember like seeing her grow up, and she's just always been the smartest little thing. You know, I'm sure she loves this, but it is a gosh darn shame to see her spending her youth here and not, out traveling the world like you or something.
Well, maybe she has time. I like to settle down. It's been a few centuries since I did, but I do like it. I may someday.
Well, it looks like you might be a little settled until you can figure that out.
I believe so.
Well, let me know if you need anything, okay?
I need some tea. I need to know what's been going on here.
Oh, absolutely. Whoa, that kind of tea. All right. Well, let me tell you. Okay. So Miss Richardson, she's a few blocks away, right? She makes the best omelets you can ever dream of. I don't know if you've ever had her omelets, but they're divine. Anyway, her husband died last year, right?
Oh.
Sweet old man, it was all natural. It was fine. So she has been seeing that new mailman from like 5 years ago, the really young one. But apparently, that's not new. Apparently, she was seeing him when Harold was sick.
Well, I mean, who can blame her?
Listen, he is a doll, and I don't know what he's doing here. He could be in Hollywood or something, just on the billboards or whatever the children do these days. However, it's just, Harold was a sweet man, and I just cannot believe. Anyway, I think that is probably the most exciting thing happening around here. Everything else is pretty par for normal, but I will let you know though if anything else crops up. But also, I have a really nice imported tea from where is it from again? Somewhere out east. It's
okay.
I have to brew it a certain way. And so I'm learning that, and it smells heavenly. I haven't gotten quite, the procedure down, the way that you have to brew it down. Something's off about it, but when I perfect it, I will bring you some.
Well, I would love to have tea at your place.
Absolutely. You are welcome anytime. And so are you, Miss Bran.
What?
And Francine, of course. Y'all all better come down to the tea shop.
We are invited for tea, Bryn.
That would be lovely. Thank you so much. It's been a long time.
It has been.
Do you still have that Lady Grey in? Do you still you had the Lady Grey tea last time?
Oh, yes, of course. Of course. I keep that around just for you. And as she's speaking, she comes over and like if you have your hands on your book, she will take your hand immediately and start like reading your palm.
She's just totally pliant to this. Allows that hand to be taken, and it's just like.
Yeah, I have had that tea. Every time you come in, I have it for you. And then if we run out or if it goes a little stale, I order some more because you never know. And she's just sitting there like, you never know. When you will come in, it's been a little while, but I got it for you. Also, when you go to sleep tonight, I want you to heat up some honey, in some water, put some salt in there, and then gargle it before you go to bed. Okay? Thank you. And then she pats your hand.
Sure. That seems harmless.
I have a quick question out of character. How long has Cyrena been just standing in the shop?
I was actually about to.
Yeah, like I imagine that she's come in and she's just watching
this. Does Cyrena
unfold.
like approach the store, or do you wait until opening time?
My thought was actually that Cyrena has been visiting the shop when it's been closed and has just been going in and stuff. So it's not been closed in her mind. She's like, yeah, it's a normal day. So she will casually at 12:01 enter in after she has strolled down the main street listening to the sounds of the bells. And once the bells stop, she goes inside the shop.
Well, yeah, because we are on the main drag.
Yeah.
I feel like at
I'm thinking of Wenatchee. There is, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
But like in Wenatchee, there's a very specific antique shop that has been there forever. And it's got multiple stories, and it's on that main drag, and everybody goes there. And it is the most magical place. And I think that's
you are exactly. Yes, correct.
Wenatchee.
Wenatchee.
Beautiful.
Little town in Washington.
I feel like this is less I feel like maybe half an hour, 40 minutes into what would have been opening time, Bryn would have maybe remembered that she had bought like or maybe even made. Maybe she made like cookies and puts out, like a old not carafe, like the big things of like coffee and cookies out on the table. And so probably by the time or not the table, the register area,
like
and
those
by
urns?
the time that
a thermos of coffee.
What are they called? Like the big brassy,
Yeah, it's a big thermos.
It's like a big thermos, but yeah,
and it has like a little push top.
Yeah,
it has like a little push handle thing.
Yeah, sort of like
I think it's an urn.
Gatorade
coffee
in,
urn.
not.
It's like a coffee urn.
Yeah, like an urn.
It's where you put the cremains of your coffee.
Of your coffee.
I am a barista. It's a coffee.
It is actually
no,
an urn,
I know.
but
I'm not.
I do want to be clear, as we're in an antique shop, that it is a coffee urn that we use for this coffee.
No. It is an urn that you have repurposed to be a coffee urn.
Yes.
My God.
Isn't that what they?
No, it was an urn that Pearl repurposed into using coffee.
No, she's just like, this was my dead abusive husband. I like to make sure that I use him as much as possible the way that he tried to use me.
The fact that you think that his ashes, that he would have ever been cremated, that there was ever going to be a body
He was
to
never
be
found.
cremated.
He was never found.
Listen, Peter went missing years ago, and I am still unsure what happened to him.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Turns out he was a missing person who nobody missed at all.
I do not question you at all. You are entirely valid in whatever you do, Miss Pearl, because I respect you.
So I think that people have been milling about for that first 2 hours or so, and probably that means that people are still just kind of hanging around, chatting, catching up, having cookies, coffee, that kind of thing. It has become sort of like a. By the time I think Cyrena rocks up, it's not packed, but it's been this sort of event where people are like coming in, saying hi, having a chat, mulling around and then leaving, sort of thing.
Francine has been standing next to the suit of armor because, of course, there's a suit of armor.
Well,
generally trying to be as motionless as possible.
Seems like a dramatically appropriate moment enough. When a gentleman dressed much like I am walks into the shop, kind of is looking around the shop, touches an item on one of the shelves as if he recognizes it, and kind of finally approaches the front desk.
Hi.
Hello. Is I understand the shop was closed for some time, was it? Um,
Yes, hi, I think you look familiar to me, but I don't remember your name. My name's Bryn. My uncle passed away. I've inherited the shop.
so you're now then the proprietor of this place, yes?
Yes, that's me.
Yeah. Interesting. I apologize. Of course.
Can I help you with
Gentlemen
something? Sorry,
always-
where are my manners? Is
Well-
there something I can do for you?
I was an associate of your uncle's for some time. Yes.
Yes. I think I saw you once or twice. Mr.
Mr. Frager, Mr. William Frager. So,
Hi.
and good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is here.
Afternoon?
So
A
I
few
understand.
minutes.
Yeah. I understand that if your uncle has passed, there was a will executed then, or
As I understand it, I was
Terribly
only
rude.
privy to the information that directly involved me.
terribly rude of me.
I'm sorry
don't
to
mean-
interrupt, Mr. Fragate. Are you a lawyer by any chance, or are you just inquiring about personals?
No, a lawyer. I would never raise myself to such sins as lawyering. No, I'm a business proprietor, and I worked with Bryn here's uncle for some time, and if there was a will executed, well, it's just the funniest thing. Not everything's here. I just out with it, right? There's some missing items.
How do you know they're missing? I took
Indeed.
inventory as soon as I arrived.
Did you take them?
No, I didn't take them. But they're not here. I mean, look, the shelf over there is bare as a widow's cupboard.
It was empty when I
Indeed.
got here.
There,
Think.
there is an empty shelf.
I think it was empty when I got here.
Cyrena, whatever your name is, where did you go? You know this door like the back of your hand.
Oh,
She's
I
off
am.
exploring.
I thought you cleared that shelf off so I could put my food there. No?
Oh.
Oh. It is almost an appropriate situation for me to use one of my favorite moves on this playbook. But not quite. Not quite.
Cyrena, did you I'm sure you have as I have seen you in going in and out of this place at all odd hours of the day. Have you been in recently and what happened to the stuff on that shelf, if there was anything on that shelf?
Do you
Well,
remember it? Cause I could swear it was empty when I got here, but now I'm not sure.
well, I can try to see if there was something that I might have witnessed.
Well, did you or did you not?
Could I preemptively, Ian, or like prior to used like this, well, actually, could I have used like premonitions, which is like the thing that you do at the start of a mystery?
Oh yeah, you're supposed.
Yes.
Yeah. Sick. Okay. Cool. So I will roll then.
So just to explain that really quick is that a lot of the playbooks have moves that are used at the start of a mystery. So those are actually done usually before we start the mystery, but it can be, we'll retroactive that, of course. So if you've got some of those and ever want to use them at the start of a mystery, you can.
Yep.
Okay, so I got a 9 total. So on a 7 to 9 plus, you get clouded images of something bad that is yet to happen. Mark experience if you stop it. On a miss, you get a vision of something bad happening to you, and the keeper holds 3, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I get clouded images of the thing. So prior to, or I could have like a flashback vision. That's so Raven style, you know?
So you do think that there were items on the shelf. You can see at different times that the shelf was, it was never full. Like there was always like stuff on the shelf, but, and you can't make out what the items were, but you kind of just see the items sometimes coming back to the shelf and sometimes leaving at different times.
There's a consistent coming and going upon this shelf. There's a fluctuation.
That's normally a good thing in a shop.
There's not always something here. No, so maybe
It
it's
really
not.
puts the feng shui or whatever of the shop off quite a bit, though, doesn't it? Having an empty shelf.
Mr. Frater, what is missing? I assume you know if you are pointing it out.
Well, there's a number of items missing. I'm still researching it a bit myself. But I do know of at least one of them.
Okay.
And that is.
Are you, I feel a bit, ridiculous saying this, but are you aware of Meemaw McDaniel's cane syrup factory?
Are we?
Oh.
Is that nearby?
I think if you were around here long enough, you have a vague recollection of, it was there maybe before you were born.
I remember it. Vaguely.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I don't.
I shall enlighten everyone else.
Yes, please.
Since you probably like to keep your secrets then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cane syrup. Are you familiar with cane syrup? It's, of course, it's a
Well, of course.
delicious syrup to some, a disgusting concoction to others.
There are people
The
who don't
important
like
thing-
cane. That's not important. Sorry. Please continue.
Oh, good. Yes. So, anyway, this factory was open in the 1900s or so. It actually, I think it closed down in somewhere around 1912. So,
1913 on October 4th.
yes, very precise then.
Mm.
So, the thing is that, Lady McDaniel's used to put the syrup in these jars, so to speak. They were, at the time, they were just simple jars, but now they are quite valuable. Because, as far as we're aware, there's only one of them left. It has something to do with what happened to the factory.
What happened to the factory?
Yeah. You see, Meemaw McDaniel's, her cane syrup was so beloved that, well, people couldn't get enough of it. And, one day there was, something of a syrup riot.
Syrup riot.
And the factory was burned down.
Oh no.
People just could not get enough of that syrup.
Humans are so bloodthirsty for syrup.
Syrup?
Or cane
Syrup.
syrup.
If you could
Right,
believe
so-
that. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Anyway,
Yeah.
well, that
Was
last
there-
very jar sat on that shelf over there.
The last jar?
The very last one.
And it's missing now.
That's not on that shelf, is it?
And it was
I don't think I've
cane
sold it.
syrup. Just cane syrup?
Well, that's what would have been in the bottle. I'm not sure what's in the bottle now, or if there was syrup in the bottle when it was on the shelf. That seems a little unsanitary.
I would like to use one of my moves. It is called, but why?
That is so perfect for Caroline.
It is so perfect for Francine. Your struggles to understand people means they can reveal more than they mean to. Always take one extra hold when you investigate a mystery and read a bad situation by talking to someone. So I'm going to try to investigate a mystery. But she will look at Mr. Frater and just go, but why? Come on. Ooh, that's a 9 on the dice, baby.
Oh, shoot.
Hold on, because hopefully this doesn't. I don't need to roll charm on this. I don't think I do.
Not all that
If it's
charm.
just an investigate a mystery roll, it should give you like a hold 2, I think.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if I added
If
anything.
if the move does
Roll plus
something
sharp. Okay, so that's a 10, baby. On a 10 plus, hold 2. But I hold 3.
Hell yeah.
So what that means for everyone
Yeah.
is that essentially hold means that it gives Francine essentially like 3 pieces of information.
Yeah, I can ask 3 questions. The list of questions to investigate a mystery are: what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here? So, I definitely want to know, where did it go? If that can be something that if he knows. I know that he won't necessarily know all of this.
Okay.
What happened here? Because
You may
I
have
get
to
the feeling that he
reword
may
that
know
one.
why they're missing.
Okay.
And then I think what can it do? What can the syrup do?
Okay. I reserve the right to be cryptic.
Well, yes.
But so the first question was where is it?
Where did it go? If he knows.
Where
I
did
know
it
that
come
he may
from?
not know where it
did
went.
go?
Mm.
Where
So
did it come from? Not my joke.
where is it? Well, I was intending you to figure that out, but I think I can give you a clue to that, of course. Is that, so these kinds of things, often people open these diners and these restaurants, and they want to use antique items as the knickknacks, serving things, and all of them. It would not surprise me in the slightest if some diner in town has it.
Mm.
I
Just a
just checked my
theory.
inventory. It's not in my inventory at all. So it must have gone missing before I got to it.
So, and actually that leads into what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that was your second question. So,
That was my second one. What happened here?
so, I suspect that it wouldn't appear in your inventories, and it's a shame that it didn't, because that would make this whole process a lot easier. But I think that a lot of these items, of course, are very, very valuable. And the people that purchased them or took them don't want to be identified.
Well,
It's not in my sales, but it's also not in. So somebody must have come and took it before I got around to counting it.
Possibly.
Right. If someone, one goes into a firearms establishment and tries to purchase a hand grenade, they don't typically ask for a receipt.
So it was stolen, or somebody blew it up? Wait, I'm confused.
Well,
Okay,
no. I'm saying that the
Is the
people that purchase
bottle
these
of
items.
syrup dangerous?
Well, people rioted when the factory closed. There was something about it that was valuable. And generally, in my experience, bottles of syrup do not have legs.
so
Somebody wanted it, and I agree that there's nothing dangerous about syrup, but well, there was a molasses flood once that killed another.
Oh yeah, I read
Well,
about
that was
Lots of
Boston.
people.
That's different, though. That's different in this case. Right?
Yeah.
So this wasn't a syrup flood. It was simply that, well, an insatiable desire for syrup.
A syrup lust.
Has anyone?
well,
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that perhaps, maybe there was the bottle that was here before. So perhaps the bottle is the thing that turns the syrup into this special amber liquid that makes everybody want it.
Oh, there's
So-
crack in it because everybody fucking gets addicted to that.
Well, that's very short-sighted of you, and there could be so many different reasons why
Did I say that was the only reason?
you didn't.
Was the
but you
syrup
don't
still in
know.
the jar? Sorry, was there syrup in the jar?
I don't know the answer to that.
Oh, because
There
if
may
there
have
was,
been.
then the first thing I'd be looking for is an eating establishment that's suddenly gotten more popular, right?
Or violent.
Or violent.
Exactly.
Okay.
My last question.
Don't look at the Waffle Houses because it'll always be that way.
Yeah. What is being concealed here, if anything? Sometimes the answer is no.
Yeah,
But
I'm trying to think this through.
I get the feeling that Mr. Frater may know slightly more than he's letting on.
I mean, surely, yes. But
I mean, look at him. Did you see that hat? Clearly, the man's got secrets.
yeah, he's not telling you something, but I'm going to reserve the right to say that you don't quite know what it is yet, but that
it's not necessarily what is being concealed is not necessarily regarding the syrup.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Probably what's obvious that he's concealing is that why is he so damn interested in this shelf?
And out of nowhere.
I do have an additional thing. I do have the sight.
Of course you do.
Which, listen, Pearl. It's okay that you're grumpy because you're old and tired, but don't let it weigh down.
Does anyone want a cup of coffee? I have so much coffee in here.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Anyway,
so much.
what does your sight see?
Well, so I have the sight, which I can see the invisible, especially spirits and magical influences, and I can communicate and maybe even make deals with spirits I see, and they give me more opportunities to spot clues when investigating a mystery. So I would very much love to see what I can see.
Oh, this building has to be haunted as fuck.
Yeah,
maybe
it's very haunted. You're gonna just get lots of haunts.
I'm ready for the trauma, dog.
I think there's also like a lot of Tsukumogami in here. Like there are.
Oh yeah, like there are like lots of little stools that are just kind of like vibing because they've been around for so long that they've acquired a soul.
Well, are you so I suspect that's a weird roll.
It just says that I can see it. It doesn't. Oh wait.
Oh, it's just a thing she can do. It's technically a move, but it's.
Yeah, it's just that I can see the invisible, especially spirits and magical influences, and I can communicate with them. So it's essentially me just like at most times being able to see spirits and
they go up to a grandfather clock and they just start chatting.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, is that they probably just kind of like look at this shelf if there's some magical like wavy weirdness going on. They probably look at the shelf and they're just like, oh. And they're like tracing.
I think the technical term for that is woo-woo bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. But the woo-woo bullshit is actually valid and true.
Okay, so
which is why it's so good.
If you do that, you can see, I mean, you see spirits. That's nothing new. There's spirits everywhere in here. They're on top of each other. There's so many of them.
Yeah.
But I think when you see the shelf, it's like you see a pattern you can't quite identify. As if the items on the shelf were meant to form a pattern. But it's a little bit clouded to you.
Cyrena's gonna try to like grab out her notebook and she's gonna try to like visualize the pattern as much as she can in like sketch form in her notebook, just trying to like make some sort of sense of what she's seeing. But she
Okay.
will just say, there's something weird with this shelf.
While you do that, Mr. Fager will turn to Bryn and say, listen, I will pay you to retrieve these items.
Were they consigned by you originally, Mr. Fager?
No.
Oh.
I thought you said there was just one. You're now talking about more than one?
I look at the size of the shelf. Clearly there's more than one. Yeah. But there's a number of them missing. Yes, I haven't quite...
He's focused on the bottle
still working
today.
on my research on determining what should go there. Obviously, since a lot of this is off the book, difficult to find. So I'm doing a lot of my own research to figure out what exactly it is that's missing. And I think that, first of all, it's this blasted syrup bottle.
Is there a new pancake place in town?
We'll retrieve them.
Style griddle cakes?
I'll retrieve them. It's best that our stock isn't missing, and I went through all of my uncle's records, and I know that you've been associates for a long time, so going to have to trust this is worthwhile. And besides, people shouldn't be taking things from the shop. It's not nice.
If you've got some thieves, Bryn, we will help you. All right, every one of us. We are good at finding things. Asima here, she's been around and she knows, I'm sure, how to find just about anything.
I'll make them hurt once you find them. Whoever did this.
So
yes,
if that's necessary, it's good to have someone around that can do that. So thank you.
Francine and Asima share a significant glance of, oh, we're gonna fuck things up.
Yeah. So I wouldn't want you to expose yourself to too much trouble for free. And he clearly reaches into his jacket and he pulls out what looks to be a checkbook, and he writes on it, and he hands you a checkbook, and the number on the checkbook has 5 zeros on the check, I'm sorry. So as an advance for your
an advance
services. And you can
there's more?
Well, yes, I'm almost certain there'll be more to do.
Oh,
why, wow. Cyrena over there has already, looks to be figuring out some sort of... I don't know what you're doing, but, keep me posted on it, please. Looks interesting.
We graciously accept.
Sorry?
We graciously accept.
Indeed. Miss Bryn.
Yeah,
we should accept this.
Yes. Listen to Stevie Nicks. She knows what's going on.
My entire character playlist is made up of Stevie Nicks.
Oh my god. It shows.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, if you're sure, we'll definitely take on the task, and this I'll be able to pay everyone who helps me, and maybe we'll even be able to expand it to that empty
Do you have a card, Mr. Fager? So we can contact you.
No, I'll just simply be by again when I have more information.
You will be apprised.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, we don't do that.
You do.
What is your card, Mr. Fager?
Oh, So, does he look like he knows tarot?
7 of clubs.
Like, the fact that he is here means that he knows. What's your card, Mr. Faker?
I think Asima's right. It's the 7 of clubs.
I can't pretend to know what you're talking about. I'm no occultist.
One day, I'll read your cards for you. We'll figure out what you want.
Oh, that. Well, I don't recommend that.
Really? Why? Why not?
Francine just makes, like, attempts to make the most uncomfortable eye contact with Cyrena. Like, when she's like, oh, why is that? Like,
Sometimes.
Question. Sorry.
Yep.
Question. Did Bryn make like coffee for Figer? Or whatever his name is?
Yeah, Bryn would have. Well, because Bryn started just trying to hand people coffee when things got tense. So it.
Fran's the only one who accepted. She's just holding a cup of coffee that she won't drink.
It's very possible that that's entirely the case. That the only person who actually allowed a cup of coffee to be put into their hands is the person who cannot drink.
Well,
But Bryn
if
did try.
whether like he's holding it or he like set it aside or whatever, like does he have a cup of coffee? Doesn't matter if he's drinking it or not.
It's right there.
Yeah, he
Like, would he
probably
have
took a cup
accepted
of
it?
coffee.
Okay. The Pearl is gonna grab the cup from your hands, and then dump it out, and then look at the grounds in it, and then look at you, and then look around you and look at the grounds again.
I'm sorry. Have I been poisoned?
I would not say that, but I would say that you have a very interesting life, Mr. Fager.
No, I've heard that before.
There's something curious about it.
Yes. And this just goes for those who want to read my auras and read my cards and all of that. Sometimes.
Oh, I do not read. They speak to me. They tell me.
Well, whatever it might be, I don't recommend it. Sometimes you get answers you don't want.
And why wouldn't we want these answers, Mr. Fager?
And he actually leans up to you and says, because the surprise is more fun.
True that.
Anyway,
You will be made aware of the situation when there are developments. We appreciate your
that's-
patronage.
that pleases me greatly.
Would
that thing you
you
were
care to
saying
make a
of-
purchase?
No, I'm here to help. Really here to help. That thing you were saying about the diner with the pancakes, I would try there.
Let's go get pancakes for lunch.
Yes.
That'll
I
be our
love
first lead.
pancakes.
Let's go to the R&R.
And then yeah, Mr. Freger puts his hat back on and he starts to leave and he turns back around just before he leaves and says, "Oh, slipped my mind. If something was in that jar, try to make sure it gets back in. Have a nice lunch." And then he leaves.
Pearl turns to Asima and it's just, that sounds a little familiar, doesn't it?
Always, always.
Cyrena just leans close to Bryn and just says, I do think that I want the pancakes this time.
Francine,
She just like walks along.
Just blinks at you like completely.
Francine reaches behind the suit of armor and pulls out this massive great sword, and that is suitably sized for her. And she is just slightly too big, but she's not especially tall, but she is too big. And just slings it over one shoulder because it's an open carry state. He just says,
I'm looking forward to all the abuses of open carry in this game.
Let's go, girls.
Hey,
I have to
hey,
say,
listen, as someone who's open carried a sword,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean the police won't give you a hard time about it. It just means they can't do anything.
Someone starts summoning
It's just
undead,
arguably
like-
more delicious.
Well, it is an open carry state. Like,
Open carry extends to hands of destruction.
yeah.
one of the weapons I could have chosen for Bryn was a firearm, and I was like, no, CJ, you cannot just cast gun in every show you're in.
No more cast
And I gave
gun.
myself a heavy flashlight. So enjoy that when shit goes down.
One
Ooh,
of my
have a
options
staff.
was specifically huge handgun.
Huge handgun.
It's a huge handgun.
One of mine
Because
was
3 harm, close, loud, and reload.
I love that. One of mine was big knife.
Big knife.
So
That's a big knife.
Cyrena
As a knife.
has a big knife.
Incredible.
Asima has
Watch out.
many weapons.
Yeah.
That's,
She's a dangerous lady. I love
Yes.
me dangerous ladies.
Sledgehammer, big
Yeah.
Oh my god.
and
Bryn's
the
out there with
right
just a
hand.
massive mag light, and that's it.
Yeah, like 1980s cop.
It's gonna hit
Standard
someone over the
issue
head with a
Maglite.
mag light, and then I'm gonna unscrew it a little and try and talk to a ghost.
Yes.
so
Um,
so
All
do
right.
you head to the diner?
we do.
You're aware of the
Oh
diner.
yes.
I will be right back. I'm sorry.
The diner is the diner that you think that fits the description that you were thinking of, that has become very popular lately, is called Griddles with a Z.
Oh.
Oh.
Fran looks at the sign and says, "Oh, it's misspelled. How unfortunate for them."
No, it's just bougie.
They did it on purpose,
Bougie?
Hmm?
But why?
but with his Z. Mm.
Yeah.
Because it attracts people who will pay more for shitty food.
It's
Why?
Humans.
I think they're still under the misinformed thought that it's hip.
we're
to add a
still
Z?
we're in the late stage capitalism phase of the cycle of sociology and economy, so we're getting ready to not care about things anymore from a monetary standpoint, but we're not quite there yet. So we're really idealizing things that are sort of identified as being a higher state of economy. You know, I mean,
I kind of like, I just slack jawed, kind of
what I mean is,
like hold the door
it's
open
just,
for everyone.
it's just, it's rich people like to go there.
Or
Yeah,
people who want to be rich or appear
Yeah.
rich like to go there.
it's a poser place. Is that what I should say? Yeah, it's a poser place.
Oh, I remember that term. It's from the 90s.
Is the food good?
It's from
Yeah.
the late 20th century.
Yeah, it can be. It can be. Yep.
Well, let's get some pancakes then, and we'll figure out the rest as we go.
I can make them better. Yeah.
I don't want you to. Thank you, though.
So, do you all
I feel like
enter?
that's a problem.
Do you all enter
Yeah.
the diner?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I have held the door open. We enter the diner.
So you enter the diner, and it's a fairly typical diner. When the term bougie was used to describe it, it's fairly accurate. It looks like the kind of place that is trying to be retro, but isn't. Like, that isn't chrome. That's like stainless steel. And one of the things that they've clearly done in this diner is they used a lot of antique and possibly faux antique stuff. Like there's bizarrely, like, there's a grandfather clock. A lot of the seating is like old rocking chairs and such, and old wooden chairs, and like some of the stuff might be old. I mean, y'all are antique appraisers. You could probably figure out what's real and what's not. But
So, this is Cracker Barrel.
hey,
This is
that's not far off.
this is if Cracker Barrel was started this year by a bunch of rich entrepreneurs
Yeah,
who
This
were
is,
from the land of
Hipster
potato salad.
Cracker Barrel.
It's Cracker Barrel meets Starbucks.
You can smell
Oh,
the food.
God.
You
Oh.
can smell the food, and it's Cracker. Like, the smell of the food is Cracker Barrel level. But this is if they had taken, Grandpa's sampler, and they're charging like $30 for it.
You're making me so glad that I've never ever actually eaten at a Cracker Barrel, and now I have the hiccups.
No, it
I
is
love Cracker
so-
Barrel.
Yeah,
It's so good. Dude,
They're really good.
their baked
Dumpling.
apples are fucking divine. And they're
Oh my
just
god.
But anyway, thank you, Cracker Barrel, for sponsoring our stream tonight.
Give us money.
It's been over 10 years since I've eaten at Cracker Barrel, and it's a shame.
And I miss him every day.
So, yeah, one of the things is you're noticing a lot of their ketchup bottles and syrup bottles for the pancakes, and the containers they put butter in, and all these things are like, they're not the usual kind of things. It seems as if they're trying to be quirky and use like a mishmash of all different kinds of things to put these things in, from all different eras. Some of it looks like it's from the 50s, some of it looks like it might be old, but there's a lot of it.
Caroline is personally horrified. Francine is bemused.
Considering the fact that I have the site looking at these different bottles, am I getting vibes off of these bottles?
If consumerism was a vibe, yes.
Oh,
Okay. I
The
just want to
vibe is
make sure that it's
capitalism.
not like each of these bottles feels like it has a story. Or
They
if
do,
it's
but it's a
just
very boring story.
Okay, well, yeah, that's why I said it in that tone versus like a story versus a story.
There you go.
But okay, cool. So
Excuse me.
they are just vaguely.
Can we get a table for 5, please?
Oh, well, yeah, ma'am. It'll be about 30 minutes.
Okay.
But we want a table now. We want to try the syrup.
Just
Huddle with the
syrup?
pickaxe.
I am particularly interested in the cane syrup. I have been told by Miss Pearl that it will be good for my health.
That it would be.
Well, you're freaking me out a little bit.
I have that.
May I
right,
look at a
people.
menu?
Like, I don't know. Like I heard a lot of weird things, but you're all just here to drink syrup, or
No, we want
No,
pancakes.
no. But we want the
Sorry,
syrup.
everyone knows that pancakes and griddle cakes are a vehicle for the syrup.
I want
This
your
is the menu.
griddles.
on what she said.
All right. Well, can I have a name for your party?
Yes.
What's your name?
No, maybe.
Frodo.
Frodo.
All right. Y'all be weird if you want to be, but it'd be 30 minutes.
Thank you.
But we want a table now.
There's the. It's. You see how many people are in here? And there are a lot of people in here. Yes.
Oh, it's a Sunday, isn't it?
No, it's a
That's
Tuesday.
a Tuesday.
Oh,
It's
no.
Tuesday. It's Tuesday, but
Okay,
it is
never mind.
lunchtime.
What do you suggest we do in the next 30 minutes?
Well, there's I think they got some these weird old-timey newspapers that they make. They're not real, but you can read about stuff that happened in the old times.
Well, if this
I get
is
paid like $7.25.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to
God.
bother you. Do you know who sources the decor for your restaurant? I'm an antiquer and I'd love to speak to them if they've got a minute. I know it's the rush.
Oh well, I guess manager, the owner.
Your manager, okay?
That would be lovely.
What's your manager's name? Doug.
Doug.
Your
is-
manager-
Yeah, that's a good name.
Dimdo? Owner.
Is it your first day on the job or something?
No.
I mean, you do kind of seem like you are not used to eclectic folk like us, when you are in fact in Brindlewood.
Ma'am, have you been drinking?
Yeah, it's
Grandma Pearl is
And here I
the
am.
flask.
always drinking.
Obviously, it's like 12:30.
Yeah,
No, clearly
Pearl
what's happening is
stays
he's
fresh.
acting his wage.
That's
The man is
okay.
acting his wage. All right.
Look,
Mood.
look. Yeah, I hate weirdos. I really do.
Whoa!
Weirdos hate you.
That is
Jesus
rude.
Christ. What the fuck is
No,
wrong?
he's right.
Well, I tell you what. He leaned there like, y'all ain't the weirdest people who've been here.
Oh, do
Really?
tell.
Like, see that guy over there in the corner booth?
I turn fully to look at the booth.
Oh, I do too. It's like,
Don't look now.
Don't stare.
There is a large, there's sort of a larger man in the booth by himself. And looks like he's got like 8 plates stacked up at the edge of his booth. It's like, he's been here for like 4 hours.
Oh
Just
no.
eating him the hell out of some pancakes.
did he put the syrup on them?
I heard they put syrup on pancakes, don't they?
What
Well-
kind of syrup did he ask for?
Oh,
Cane
well,
syrup?
I'm the host.
Oh, okay.
Okay, fair.
I'd like to go
cane
talk
syrup.
to him.
We got maple syrup. We got
Oh.
like
Right. Well,
IPA
I'm gonna
syrup.
go talk to him, and
Me
Pearl
too.
leaves the group and walks to his table.
I would like to
I
get
follow.
a vibe. I'd like to get a vibe check on that syrup bottle that dude is using.
Yeah, it sounds so the two woo-woos are gonna go over and give him the what for.
It does look like an old syrup bottle, but as far as woo woo, it doesn't give you a whole lot.
What about him?
Well, what's weird about him is that he's appeared to have eaten 8 plates of pancakes and has 2 more in front of him.
Okay.
And looks like he's not doing so hot, but is continuing to eat.
He's poor thing's gorging himself. I think someone should investigate a mystery.
Yeah.
Or maybe this might even be someone should just figure out what they're doing. I guess technically what we do is we describe what we're doing, and then the keeper goes, "Oh, that sounds like you're investigating a mystery," or "That sounds like you're reading a bad situation."
Yeah, if you're all just standing at the edge of his table watching this person eat, he's ignoring you.
Francine knows better than to do that. She is standing by the host station, waiting for the table, reading the menu.
Bryn's doing this, but watching Pearl.
I think it was
Cyrena.
Pearl and Cyrena that went over to him.
Yeah.
Did Asima join?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Asima's at the table too?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Okay. Also, Pearl didn't just stand at the table and stare at him.
No, I don't know what. Yeah, you gotta tell me.
Well, I didn't get to it yet. Everybody was talking.
Okay.
I was gonna get there. Well, I mean, so Cyrena said that they wanted to get vibes on the syrup bottle. Could that be read a bad situation?
It does sound like one.
Investigate a mystery.
It could be either of those. I think depending on how you feel about.
Yeah, how bad do you think the situation
syrup bottles and a man who's consumed too many pancakes?
I feel like that's a bad situation.
That's a bad situation, for sure.
Yeah, because as that happens, with however Cyrena does that, Pearl will slide into the booth across from him and just, "Are you doing all right there, son?"
He looks up at you with a mouthful of pancakes. I'm so hungry. I gotta eat. Leave me alone.
May I take this this syrup bottle? It looks absolutely divine. I'd like to just try some myself. Charlotte goes to reach for it.
He nearly stabbed you with his fork when you reach for it. It's like one of those like movie.
Yeah.
If he does that, I'm gonna protect Pearl, and I'm willing to roll for it.
You can roll a protection roll. He's not actually going to. It's not like an attack, so he's not going to actually physically harm Pearl, but. But if
I don't know that.
React in some way, yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, yes. So I'm gonna roll tough.
Yeah. So how is it that you want to react though? Like, what do you exactly do?
If he grabbed, it's like he was gonna stab her with a fork.
It's almost like he's stabbing the fork in front of the syrup bottle so Pearl doesn't grab it.
Oh, okay.
He's protecting the bottle.
Yeah. I want to like kind of push his hand so that he stabs himself. Like, it's a little bit shitty to do, but I thought he was going to hurt Pearl. I didn't know.
Okay.
Also, that would be a great time for somebody to grab the syrup.
Okay.
Cyrena.
So yeah, that's
I'm acting tough.
Yeah, it's a tough roll. So go ahead and roll that.
Alright. Oh!
No, what happened?
I got a 6. So I got 4, but I have 2 for tough, so I have 6.
Okay.
You could spend a luck point if it's that important to you.
But if I do, that brings on another side of the apocalypse.
We fail forward here. You can mark an experience point.
Yeah, that is an experience point. You get an experience point for that. That's correct.
All right. Yep. Awesome.
So that is a failure, but since he is not actually trying to attack, and he's only got a fork. It's not going to do any harm to you.
Okay.
But it does kind of knock the fork out of his hand and knock some of the... he kind of like stumbles with the fork, and he knocks some of the pancakes on the floor. And that's a good moment to discuss our green, yellow, red system. Just wanted to say that, like, so we have a system that that we're using where we discussed ahead of time a consent system. So there would be topics that would be green, which means just go ahead and do them. Yellow, that would be we go ahead and check and see if they are okay before we do them, and red, which are the don't do these at all. One of the yellow topics is vomiting.
Oh.
Oh.
Let's not go into a ton of detail.
No. But is everyone comfortable with something a little disgusting?
Yeah, if we're not describing it in great detail, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
So here's what happens. It's that the plate drops on the ground, the fork drops on the ground. He looks back up with these eyes that don't look, they look terrified. And then suddenly he just kind of goes, and just like
Bleh.
vomits straight at you.
Oh, gross.
Oh.
But what comes out is not what you'd expect. And it's sort of like this syrup.
Ew.
No.
Is it alive?
It moves in such a way that you think it might be.
Oh
Like the way
God,
it
we
comes
gotta get
out
that back
kind
in
of
the
like-
bottle.
Bryn turns to Fran and is like, we have to go over there, don't we?
Yes.
But now we are
We
fighting.
found our bottle.
And at that point, with the Bryn's gonna run over to the table as well.
Okay, so combat in this game does not have initiative. We kind of just decide who does what and when they do it. I think probably in this particular case, Asima probably has a chance to act because.
Yeah.
So, was there anything you do in reaction to
The vomiting syrup.
vomiting syrup coming in your direction?
I'm going to use my red right hand
Oh.
to grab it and
Ooh.
and kind of wrestle it. So it's a weapon, but I think it's a weird weapon, isn't it? Oh yeah, hand
Probably,
magic. So
yeah. Like, it doesn't seem like a tough weapon. It's more magical, so it's probably weird.
yeah. So what I want to do is sort of grab it and sort of whip it around and be able to throw it into the jar. Yeah, and then bind it in some way with whatever the red right hand does.
Okay.
So I roll tough again or weird.
I think if you're attacking with magic like that, it'd be weird. Yes.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it might. Does it say in the playbook exactly what it is, or?
Not in my playbook.
Okay.
No.
I'm okay with either one. Probably.
I'm gonna
just
go for
feels-
weird. I mean,
it feels
it's the
weird 'cause
same.
It's magic. Yeah.
Yeah. I want her to use magic. So yeah. Oh. Hold on. Where did it go? I lost my die.
Oh,
no! I don't know. I'm just gonna use a dice roller on my phone. Oh my god, that was ridiculous.
It's 2d6s?
It's 2d6. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Plus whatever thing you're rolling.
D6s are normal ones, right?
Yep. They're the cubes.
All right. So let me get my d6s. D6. And you need to be d6. And roll. Got a 4. Again.
Oh boy. This is
I don't know what
like
happened to my mojo.
viscous syrup here.
Yeah.
You're having a rough
Roll.
day.
You rolled 4?
I rolled 2.
Oh.
And they add your weird. Yeah, so that's
Yep. Mark
that's
another
XP.
experience. Yep.
Oh, great.
Hey, like, at least there's some bonus. It is not the worst thing in the world to just fail at stuff because you still get to level up.
I love it.
So you will, in this case, take 2 harm. The
Okay.
syrup feels kind of acidic to you.
Ooh.
Oof.
And so you will not be able to grab it. And in addition, it seems like it splits when you touch it.
Oh.
So I think
That's gross.
there's like there's a lot more of you, but I think also Pearl is probably the closest.
Either Pearl or Cyrena. So Pearl will. She likely didn't. Actually, no. She always has her staff on her because it is her walking cane. And so she will, at the attack, promptly use the staff. It is magic, so it's a magic staff. So kind of swing that magic down on the viscous syrup to slam it back down on the table. And I get I have 2 effects also. So I get +1 when attacking with use magic. Oh wait, never mind. Not just magic item, huh? Like I have to be doing the like use magic move.
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think if you're using a magic item, I mean, I'm
Okay.
No, if you're using your staff that is magic as a weapon, one of the tags that the item does as damage is magic. So like if he like say for example, like, and they have the tags so that like we know what kind of things will happen, but also if it has like a vulnerability to like silver or magic or slashing, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah, mine.
Or loud weapons, that kind of thing.
Right. The staff does 3 harm, hand, heavy, area, magic, ignore armor. Like
Okay.
Oh.
Things. Yeah.
As
and
far as you
also
can
the
tell,
2
syrup
effects.
is not armor, so.
True. And the 2 effects are +1 when attacking with use magic and +1 when protecting with use magic, which I feel like is both. Like she's doing both. She's protecting Asima and also attacking this thing. So then I just roll the 2d6 for that.
2d6 plus tough if you're rolling to kick some ass.
Yeah.
But then it just if you've already succeeded in the kick some ass, then it just does the damage that your thing does, that your staff does.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll.
Yeah.
That is 6, 7, 8, 9.
9. And did you say you added your tough to that?
8, because I'm -1.
Oh, that's still.
Okay.
My
So,
little frail old lady.
and you said how much harm does it do?
3.
3.
Yeah, that stick doesn't fuck around.
It is.
It doesn't.
That stick has
Driftwood.
fucked up Francine once, I think.
got it at a Ren Fair.
So yeah, you swing you swing the walloping stick down, and and it splatters the syrup quite a bit. Some of it
Nice.
does splash on you, and you take 2 harm.
Oh, okay.
So it does hurt.
That's okay. I got some remedies to get.
You got a balm
Get
for
rid of
that
that.
at home.
I'm
But if a viscous pile of syrup could look, kind of fucked up, it does.
Nice.
You never fought syrup before, I assume. So
No, that's a win in Pearl's book.
yeah.
Cyrena, what do? You are the third closest to this thing. As our other 2 are running over.
Well, I would. I think Cyrena would just like more or less cower to a certain extent,
Fair.
and just like cross her fingers and just will for like there to be some sort of advantage or some sort of like pain against this thing. So essentially I'm going to try to jinx this thing is what I'm gonna do. So Cyrena effectively is going to try to encourage a coincidence to occur the way that I want. And then jinx the target to roll plus weird. On a 10, hold 2, and on a 7 to 9, hold 1. So I'm gonna try to do that first, just to make sure that I can actually do what I want to do. Oh my gosh!
I will say, while you're rolling that, you do have an additional problem,
Oh boy.
Oh shoot.
which
Oh,
is
thank you.
that the diner's starting to panic.
Well, someone's got to calm them down.
Yeah. So there's
It ain't
there's
gonna
people
be
getting
me.
up. I mean, like right now, it is still the effects of that would happen if a person in a diner suddenly vomited, where everybody just kind of jumps up from their chairs, like, "Oh, gross." But it may not stay that way.
Right now, the booth is in the corner. Can I either assist or try to mitigate this by trying to keep people out of the corner?
Of course. So think about how you want to do that, and then Serena, what did you get?
So I did get a 9, so it's just hold 1, so I can do only one of the things, and the one thing that I do want to do is the, interfere with a monster, minion, or bystander, or interfere what they're trying to do, so in any way that I can, Cyrena is just kind of like, please, 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 please. They're just like trying really hard to just hope that something bad will happen to this, like, whatever is going on. They're just like, there's gotta be something, like, please. And so they're going to impose that interference. It doesn't really say what interfering will
That's
do.
because you get
Well,
that's
you
because you
tell
get to
him
make it
what
up.
you're. Yeah, you
Okay.
tell us.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so
How do you
Cyrena's
want to
just
interfere?
like,
It's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
okay, yeah, Cyrena's just like hoping, and then they're like, I think they see a window of opportunity with like, so there's this syrup situation that's going on. I think they would sort of see a moment where they might be able to, oh gosh, this is difficult because the syrup situation is just kind of like, it's not really attacking at the moment, is it?
Yes, it is.
I mean, it is attacking.
Well,
very much attacking.
It is, but like it's, I mean, it's latching itself. I guess.
Maybe it slips
Yeah,
on the pancakes. It gets its foot stuck in the pancakes that are on the floor because the pancakes are absorbing it.
yeah, fuck. Yeah, I guess she's just like crossing her fingers and really, really hoping, and then some absolutely cartoonish bullshit ensues where she just kind of imagines like the entity slipping cartoon style, full landing on the back, just enough so we can try to deal with what's going on.
Okay.
And at least not, if not fully incapacitate, which would be nice, but at the very least, you know,
Waste time a little bit.
give us a moment.
Okay, so here's what would happen in result of that is that the syrup will, instead of just going like around Pearl and Asima, is that it will kind of fall like onto the table and kind of onto the floor, which, to the best of your knowledge, was not its syrupy plans.
This seems like a great opportunity for me to have made my way up.
Okay, but what did Bryn want to do, by the way?
Oh yeah, Bryn, you were doing a thing, sorry.
I think I was at least gonna try to keep people from the corner, but at the same time, simultaneously would probably be an excellent time for maybe, well, for Fran to do whatever you wanted to do. One of the things I would suggest is try to catch the sloth.
Yes. There is specifically a result if you get a 10+, which we're hoping. We'll see. On a kick some ass roll. There's an extra effect. But so I'm basically me and all of my wisdom decided it's not actually best for me to draw my sword here, even though it is deadly as fuck, because the ceiling is uncomfortably low in this fuckwad of a place. Because this was like an old Waffle House. This is not a nice place. They've done a landlord special to it and slapped a Z where it doesn't belong. This is how I feel about places like this. Anyway, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna go for the old Frankenstein special and just try and strangle this fucker. Not the guy, the syrup. just choke the life out of this dude who vomited. No,
Like,
the
Fran,
syrup.
wrong thing. Fran.
I know I will probably only do one harm with my hands, but I am hoping that I get a good result here.
Okay.
That was a 10 on the dice plus my tough of 2. That's 12.
Okay, so normally hands, well, do your hands do more than one harm? Normally?
I don't think they do. I think they really would only do the one. Because I did not pick there was an option for me that I could pick, fists where I, Oh, I've got an energy pulse. I forgot about that. We're gonna can we skin at that instead?
Yeah.
Walk up and
I think that makes more sense.
yeah. I'll walk up.
Syrup.
Strangling the syrup. Well, I still walk up and I grab it, but then just electricity. This blue electricity starts coursing through it from my fingernails. And that does do 1 harm. It's close area and it's my animating force. But the extra thing that I get is I force them where I want them, which is at least in the direction of the bottle.
In the
If not in the
bottle.
bottle.
Get in the
Well-
bottle.
For simplicity's sake, you actually have done enough harm to kill the syrup.
Oh shit!
So
I've strangled it.
the smell of burning cane syrup fills the room.
It's
And
caramelization.
you're
It's
able
the
to-
Maillard reaction. It's
Yeah,
caramelization.
you're able to kind of take that. Yeah, I think it's very easy at that point, since it's not moving anymore, to get that caramelized syrup into the.
I'm somehow holding it, just like, bro, get
I
the
love
bottle,
the
get the bottle, get the bottle, get the bottle.
Well,
I love the
sort of like-
idea that if there is any syrup left in this, and if the syrup is like a semi-sentient being, that you're just putting the dead remains of like the rest of it like in there with
I
it, and you're
am.
just like, this is what's gonna happen to you if you
Yeah.
fuck up, buddy. Yeah, I think Bryn will dive for the container and be like,
It's just like, ugh. Ugh.
puts the
There.
cap on it immediately and is like,
It's an urn now.
So that
That is what you humans call a pune.
the
It is a play on words.
the
A
monster.
pun?
Fran, can you hold this? Thanks.
I'm very sticky.
Oh, that's. You shouldn't say that.
Monster is contained now. And fortunately, you all did it fast enough that the people who were in the diner who just got up, just to what their eyes looked, it just looked like somebody puked because they ate too many pancakes.
Yeah.
It was a little weird to people that you all like jumped in syrup, but maybe you just didn't want. Maybe you just wanted to keep the diner clean. That was awful kind of you.
Pearl, do you have a remedy for his nausea?
Oh yeah. Here's some Pepto-Bismol.
Be like
Yeah,
ginger.
yeah,
And you're just like, here's some pig bismuth, fucker.
I mean, it's sort of
Jesus.
like that's great, but he probably needs to go to a hospital.
Yeah, he just had
You
sentient.
need your blood sugar checked, my guy.
He had
he's,
sentient syrup in his body, and also consumed many pancakes. He probably
I
needs
think-
his stomach pumped.
Yeah, I mean, he has a number of issues. But your team has successfully contained the monster and recovered what looks to be a Meemaw McDaniel's authentic cane syrup bottle with a charred syrup in it.
All
I
right.
gotta get back
Hey.
to the store. Thanks for your
Yeah.
help, everyone.
That
think
was
in-
Not a
Fun.
problem.
I think in that awkward moment, that's a good place to close out the night. Or the afternoon
Yeah.
for our characters.
What an eventful
morning.
day.
So
Yeah.
I loosely said, partially as a joke, that I was very happy when we were just discussing the vague ideas of our characters before we came in. I was very happy for all of you to be something that happens to Bryn. Congratulations. I
Yay.
think that's well and truly fulfilled.
Woo!
Welcome to the shit show, Bryn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we want to do the post mystery questions on stream, or do we want to do those off stream?
Let's kind of do them off stream, I think, just because. Well,
because for the
we're a bunch of
listeners,
sleepy bitches.
yeah.
Yeah, I need
For
to
the
kind of
listeners.
I need to kind of look into that to see how that works a little better. But yeah, we can.
It's it's pretty simple. At the end of a mystery, the keeper asks the hunters a series of questions, and depending on how many questions we realize that we have achieved this certain number of things, we get experience for that. So you get experience for failing, and you get experience for finishing a mystery.
Okay.
Cool.
But
Yeah.
I think though.
Oh yes, end of session.
Yes.
Yeah, in the basic booths.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back and forth on it because we're coming up on like a 4-hour stream at this point.
Oh boy!
We will do it next time.
Yeah,
Next
let's just
time
do
we
it next
solve a
time.
mystery,
Sort of
we'll
next
do it
time,
on
yeah.
the internet.
But yeah, here comes the dog. But thank you all for joining us tonight. I had a lot of fun. And I hope you all did
Thank
too.
you for running this
So
for
much.
us.
Yes, thank you, Anne.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for running this. This is my favorite game,
It is a great game.
and I say that
love this.
knowing how much I like Warhammer. So thank you.
Well, I will eventually run a Warhammer again. So, at some point.
So will I.
But yeah, thank you, folks, and thank you for those who joined us. And look out
See you
for
next
that
time.
stuff under your bed. It might be an antique.
No, it
Don't-
might be.
And watch out for syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch out for that antique cane syrup. If it's older than you, probably don't put it on your pancakes, y'all.
Maybe tomorrow morning, not Cracker Barrel.
I don't think I need breakfast for a while.
We just lost our sponsorship. I'm sorry, folks.
Damn.
Oh,
Sorry, Griddles.
Looking forward to those baked apples, but I'll live, I guess.
But thank you all.
Thank
night.
you all.
yeah,
You all.
thank
Have a good
you.
night. And remember to have at least one orange a day with a little bit of sugar sprinkled on top. Don't ask me why.
And
Drink water.
sleep with honey under your pillow.
A baggie
Yes.
of honey under your pillow. Oh.
Good night.
Good night.